one subscription. Sign up today and start watching all the networks you love, like A&E, MTV, Discovery, Lifetime, Hallmark Channel, and so much more. Featuring current seasons of all the best drama, true crime, reality, and family-friendly shows you can't afford to miss. Get started today and unlock our library of over 75,000 movies and shows. And save all your favorites with the unlimited DVR so you can rewatch them anytime, anywhere for up to a year. Philo now includes access to AMC Plus. You can discover your next obsession from its collection of hit originals like Mad Men, The Walking Dead, Killing Eve, Orphan Black, and tons of blockbuster movies. There are no contracts, no commitments, and no hassles. For just $28 a month, Philo's a better way to watch TV. So what are you waiting for? Visit philo.tv and sign up today to start your 7-day free trial. That's PHILO.tv.
Now open in Scottsdale. It's United Forte Custom Door Showroom with 40,000 Euro doors and hundreds of state-of-the-art designs and finishes on display, plus kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and more, all at wholesale prices. Builders, contractors, designers, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Forte, P-O-R-T-E. Stop by to see and feel the quality. United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's UPORTE.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, all right, so today is January 3rd.
Yes.
How's your 2025 going so far?
Pretty normal. Why?
Today, I think you know how the Chinese will name their years: year of the dog, year of the dragon,
year of the cat.
Yeah. I think mine is going to be year of the clumsy. Okay, because today I broke the blinds in the kitchen on the sliding door, you know, and the handle, but it broke in the thing upside that moves everything.
Oh no! And you got to tear it all apart. Oh.
Yep. So I had to buy a part, and it comes whenever it comes, and then I got to take the entire thing. I got to take all the slats off. Then I got to take the thing down, and then I got to, I'm just going to watch the YouTube video so I don't screw it up. But I got that coming, and so that was the first thing I did this morning. Then, as I was kind of grumbling about that, I turned around and my foot pulled the computer cord out of the computer. No, the computer is fine. It's just in the motion of doing it. I went, bleh, and then spilled a bunch of tea.
Oh, no.
On the floor. It's fine. And the dogs drink. So, they were all
yeah, there they go. Yeah.
So I had to get down there and clean it, whatever. So I'm just saying, I think this is going to be, for me, year of the clumsy.
Boy, I hope not. Man, that could.
Well, I'm not a surgeon, so it's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could say
that. What do I do that's, I don't work at a nuclear power plant.
You do a lot of, very precise work.
Good enough for American radio. We're fine.
Oh, I mean,
it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that, I just hope it doesn't get clumsier. That's all. So that's that. So it's the year of the clumsy for me. Hopefully it's not any of that for anybody out there.
Here's hoping, Jeffco.
Yeah. Wonder what kind of year we're all going to have. 2025.
I'm going to have a great year. I'm thinking positive. It's the year of the positive for Randy.
That's great. That's good. That's a good way to go.
Yeah.
I am positive I'm going to have a crappy year. That's how positive. No, I'm just.
No.
That is, I broke things this morning. You know what I'm saying?
That happens to everybody.
I'm the guy who fixes things, and today I'm the guy who breaks things. So
that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, all the time.
So we got a weekend full of sports. We got all kinds of basketball. We were going to do Keon Rose's college football dance party, and when I said it yesterday, I didn't think about it until late. It turns out there is no college football this weekend. There's absolutely none.
Yeah, the last of the bowl games, as far as the non-playoff games, are today.
Oh, there's still something happening today, but
Right
meaningless
now,
football?
we've got Texas State and North Texas playing, and I believe later
Does
on
anyone
today,
really care about
we've
that?
got Minnesota and Virginia Tech.
Nobody really cares about that, right?
Oh,
you don't
Tech.
even care about North Texas and Texas State
For betting purposes, yeah.
Okay, but that's it, right? No,
Yeah.
no other reason but betting
No,
purposes.
that's for if it's your team, you care.
I don't think
Now,
there's many
but
people
Ted,
who are
I'm
North
interested- I'm a
Texas
little-
or Texas State alumni.
I'm interested in Texas State because I remember once upon a time in ASU season, beating them was actually a really big deal. And I think it's just a really good testament to how far ASU came from that win when they were underdogs going to San Marcos, Texas. From there to look at how far they've come, and the Giants they've taken down since.
Don't the murderous Lopes? Don't they take on one of those teams in basketball? Texas State or something?
I don't believe so, but let me go ahead and
they got some,
They
some Mormons.
because I know they do play a lot of Texas schools.
Hell of a lot of Texas schools. Yeah.
So the North Texas versus Texas State. It turns out that bowl is called the yes, we can make decisions about a woman's body bowl. That's what that is, because it's Texas.
Okay, San Marcos
Wow.
is not quite like that. I used to live around there. Pretty chill.
It's
Wow.
it's called Texas. So
Yeah, but
Isn't
like
San Marcos like sort of the tiny Austin?
is it
little bit,
really?
yeah.
Tiny
It's
Austin?
San Marcos. I mean, like Texas is a
That-
red state, but
I
San Marcos
remember
is
that
pretty
song.
blue.
I remember that Elton
So
John
I
song,
don't-
Tiny Austin.
No, that's Tiny Dancer.
Oh.
Jeff,
I thought it was that
Tiny-
was you're thinking Tony Danza.
no. Tiny Dancer was
No,
Elton John.
I've heard the song. It's Tony Danza.
No, it's Tiny Dancer
Agree
is
to
Elton
disagree.
John.
Agree
Okay.
to disagree.
Okay.
Swazman says, "Are we going to have to save the Wales bowl game? Has it come to that?" I think the Wales are doing all right.
Yeah.
They've become accustomed to the microplastics, and they're thriving out there. Yeah, they're doing great.
Well, good for them.
Ever since Captain Kirk and Spock and all them went back in time and saved the sperm whales, which I thought, of course, Captain Kirk, it's going to be sperm whale.
Well,
But ever since that happened, well, the whale population is doing great. So no, we're
Absolutely.
good, Swaz,
Yeah.
man. We're good
Yeah.
with the whales.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, except for the killer whales who seem to be mad at us.
Oh, F them. You know? Yeah.
They seem mad at us. That's all I'm saying.
Listen,
Killer
cute,
whales
they, the killer whales kill cute little seals and penguins and crap. I don't care what happens to killer whales.
Killer
And
whales.
if they're coming after us, well, we're ready for them.
well, they
I don't know,
take
they
on.
keep tipping over our boats.
Is that killer whales?
Yes.
Is that
Orca,
or
the
orcas.
the
Orca.
orcas. Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They've set their sights on us. So if you're on a paddleboard, you're keep
Yeah.
your eyes open.
I mean, you can say they kill all the baby seals and all that stuff. We did trap a number of them in various sea worlds all across the United States.
well, we let them go.
Well,
I mean, I feel like they should get over it.
did we? Because they still are at some of them. So
Oh, are they?
yeah, they haven't,
Well,
they
we
haven't
got to
stopped
keep
that at all.
those hostage until they stop
Yeah.
attacking.
And
our
that's why
boats.
they maul various SeaWorld trainers.
Okay. Well, no, that's fair. We got to keep them hostage. It's called leverage, Keith. That's
Okay.
what this is.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
Pickle D says killer whales are badasses. Apex predator. F them seals. It's not an apex predator. We're the only apex predator. There's no other apex predators on this planet.
That's not how that works.
Yeah. No,
Habitats have apex
if
predators, and they are the
we-
apex predators
No,
of the
we're
ocean.
we're the apex predator because we got guns.
Mm.
All right.
And if it comes down to it-
your guns don't do you very good underwater.
If it comes down to it, we got nukes. Those work underwater.
All right.
Just saying, we're the ultimate. We're the we're way above.
you know
apex predator.
where they are underwater to
Mm.
nuke them. The water that we also need, by the way, because it's
No,
the
I'll
ocean.
just listen. I'm petty. I'm a petty apex predator. If it comes down to it,
We'll destroy all of us just to take you out.
that's what it takes.
Oh God! All right. Well,
we will be the last apex predator. Think I'm screwing around here? Come
the
on.
whole world have to start back over from plankton. All right. Well,
I can't be worse than we have now. Beer Bob says,
it's
He-
us. We're what we have now.
I know. So I'm not changing what I said. Beer Bob says Phoebe Buffet agrees
Oh.
with you, Jeffrey. It's hold me close, young Tony Danza. I don't
No,
know who she is,
no.
but she sounds brilliant.
No.
Can we talk about GCU? Okay,
Please.
they've won 4 of their last 5, but then I don't know when they're going to play a tough team again. Is the Sioux? That's who they're playing this weekend. They're hosting the Sioux, which I believe stands for some Mormons.
It's Southern Utah.
They're Mormon adjacent. Anyway, so Southern Utah Uglies. What is the other U for? Southern Utah
University.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't see it on here. I think I'm right.
Southern Utah University.
Uglies. No, it's the
Yeah.
Uglies.
No, not.
What is their mascot? Is that an eagle? What is that?
Could be.
I can't
they're,
tell.
They're the Thunderbirds of Southern Utah.
Can't have Thunderbirds outside of Arizona. We're gonna have to beat the
And-
mascot
and-
off
and-
of them.
And yet there they are. So yeah, I mean that's the only way to take it back.
Yeah, and I think there will be no problem with that tomorrow at 6 p.m. when GCU hosts them. They have lost 4 of their last 5. They have not done well as they have made their way through game to game. Tell me about GCU though. Listen, I know there's going to be weaker schools they play. There's going to be stronger schools they play. What is the state of the GCU Union? And I know U doesn't stand for union, but it could. Grand Canyon Union.
Well,
I
they
don't
do
care.
play at a Global Credit Union arena, which is also GCU Arena.
Aha.
Works both ways.
And there are a lot of Mormons in Utah,
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Southern Utah University.
I believe
According
those are the redneck Mormons.
Is it really?
Oh,
I believe Southern.
so they
Utah.
got a Book of Mormon and a mouthful of chaw.
There you go.
which those two things seem to be not compatible, but okay. I do think that where GCU is right now, GCU has played a number of tough games earlier this year, and they just went through it. Didn't exactly hold their own in as many of those as I think they would have liked. They even tripped up against some opponents you think that they should have beaten and should have beaten worse. You hope that the game against Bryant, that last game they played on Monday, that game is more indicative of the direction that GCU is headed in now.
But that's a fake win. That's not real. I mean, you beat a team. They beat them by over 50 points.
That's what you call a get right game. And
Okay,
first off, Bryant wasn't losing like that to everybody. This is something that GCU did to them specifically. You do get credit for doing that for the second largest margin that one Division I school has ever done to another Division I school. Yeah, you do get credit for that, especially in a season where you're struggling. You need get right games. That's why you schedule those things
say
in
they
there.
didn't need it, but I don't think that tells the story.
I'm not saying it tells the story. I'm saying I'm hoping that is more indicative of the team that we're starting to see moving forward, as opposed to the team that was playing schools that they are better than, but they would beat themselves. They wouldn't play hard in the second half of games after starting well in the first. They would let things go. They would stop playing defense at a high level. They would stop defending the paint. Like the chemistry issues that have been showing up on this team, and just in terms of trying to get some of these new guys integrated and playing with one another. Like you hope the Bryant game is the game where it worked and you guys remember how this feels and do that for every other opponent after. You're not going to beat them all that bad. But hopefully the feeling of this is what it's like when we're winning. This is what our offense should look like when we're being successful. Now we've got to apply this to other teams and to other games. So I'm really hoping that you can see that and turn around. And Southern Utah is a good enough team. You do have to take them seriously or you're not winning this game.
Yeah. GCU. I mean, whatever happens this weekend, I would imagine a win. But I think the real moment for Grand Canyon is going to be when they play a good team, like and are able to get through it with
they've
them.
already done it.
No. I mean, and win. I'm saying.
who would
I mean,
you
the
say-
last 4 games they've played, they haven't exactly been tough opponents, and then they seem to have faltered against any tough opponent that they have faced so far this season. So the real good get right game is when they face up with another tough opponent and they win the game, even if it's by a close margin. That's when it's like, okay, they've gotten their act together.
I think I mean, because that's not how get right games work, right?
Well,
Like
I didn't listen.
you-
You've got your get right game. I'm not arguing with
yeah,
you.
I'm
The
just
concept of that last game being a
I'm-
get right game, but I don't know that they are actually right until you see them do,
Right.
back to their own old selves against a good team.
but you got to take it in steps. You beat up a really bad team. Now you're playing a team that's pretty solid. They're not great. They're not bad in Southern Utah. This is just a solid quality basketball team. Beat them too, because if you look at GCU this year, those haven't been gimmies. Those games that we're used to seeing GCU win in the past against 8-6 schools that are maybe 7-5. Those games used to be games you could just rely on the Lopes to just beat up whoever they were playing. This is a good enough team that that's not a gimme. Let's see them do it here before we even start worrying about bigger opponents. You're headed into conference play. Some of these teams are going to be teams that on paper don't look great, but they're familiar with you. They know you very well because they play you 2 times a year. You're going to have to go out and handle business.
Well, we need to expect big things from GCU because that's what they expect from themselves. And I'll be happy again once we see them beat a formidable team. You're not wrong about the progression from beating a bad team, beating a decent team. Now let's beat a really good team. I'm just saying that's to me where you'll know you're right. Next up is ASU hosting the Colorado Buffaloes. And ASU looks pretty good up against them as far as everything goes. Are you guys betting on this one?
On the Colorado game, I personally am not, because I'm still trying to shift myself on over into college basketball mode, and so like there's a little bit of I am not as deeply familiar with every team, so I don't even know what kind of season Colorado's having, to be honest right now. So I don't know that I would be betting this particular game, but ASU's having a solid start to their season. It just, the thing that I kind of want to see a little bit more of out of ASU is consistency on offense, because defense, they are playing and they are tough, and Jaden Quaintance has been really good at protecting the rim, but got to see ASU be more consistent doing it on the other end of the floor too.
Yeah, they've been hit and miss lately. They got taken down by BYU. They got beat by Florida. And now this Colorado Buffaloes team, they have the same record. They have the exact same record. So I don't know what the makeup is of the Colorado Buffaloes. If this is a team that you're thinking is going to give ASU some trouble. But I was looking at some of the, points for, points against, trying to get a sense of, are these guys defensive minded? Are these guys just a great offense? And even across team stats, very similar. I don't know. I know you always say that those stat lines don't tell the story. Can you tell me the story of the Colorado Buffaloes and how they're going to match up with the ASU?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a game that's close and physical. And when you look at what Colorado has been able to be as far as one of the better teams in the Big 12 so far, and this is just a tough conference to play basketball in. They've done an all right job in the conference, but when you look at them nationally, some of the defensive numbers are pretty horrific for Colorado. They are, one of the more scored on teams in the country. So, I mean, you kind of hope that plays into a factor of kind of getting ASU going offensively. But yeah, it's a little tough to get the tail of the tape on Colorado for me personally, because like I said, I haven't exactly watched a ton of them.
Well, go ASU. Here's hoping. Swazman says Killer Whales versus Killer Hornets. Who would win? Well, the Killer Bees are gone. The Killer Hornets have been eradicated. So
at least from North America.
Yeah, Wales. And then here's the thing. If you and I are getting attacked by bees and we jump in a pool, they'll just stay on you and sting you, or they'll just wait till you come up. The bees are known to do that. But if you're a killer whale, you can go down for a lot longer than people can. So I think, and then you can swim the hell away faster than people can. So I think I'd put my money on the killer whales surviving the attack, but then killer whales have no offense in this other than to splash the Hornets and maybe hope that the splash from their giant tail can hit the nest. But you're in the ocean. There's no nest unless it's stuck to a boat.
But also, if you're a killer whale, I mean, you're so massive. Do you even notice Because killer hornets kill us because
Wait.
relative in size.
It hurts.
Okay, but there's a difference between it hurts and we're dead. If they sting us,
He
we're
didn't say to the death. He just said who would win.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to the whales because they can submerge, take them little stingy bastards with them, or they can hide from them. Then the hornets can never find them. To me, I mean, surviving is, yes, a win, but also if it comes down to they meet in combat, like the hornets are like, all right, we'll meet you up on top. And then the whales come up, whoosh, and then like, all right, let's do this, you sons of bitches. And they fight. Yeah, no, the whale wins. The whale wins.
I think so.
I mean, how many hornets though? Nah, it doesn't matter. We should take a break. And no, Silver Pops, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. In fact, it was Keon that said it, but he didn't say that. Not in the way you said that about what we needed to do to beat their mascot. It was not said like that. I don't know. We should probably go back and listen to the podcast. Maybe it was. I don't know. Anyways, we come back. We'll talk some NBA stuff and other things. Of course, we have our NFL fan pick'em picks coming up at 4:00. And I don't know, whatever we can fill the time with as we sort of phone it in on a Friday going into the weekend. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. This update brought to you by Sport Trade. Download the Sport Trade app and use code VSIN to earn 10% cash back on every bet in your first week. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
The Arizona Cardinals will close out the season on Sunday at home in Glendale as they take on San Francisco. The Cardinals once were 6-4 on the season, but after the bye week, they dropped 5 of their last 6 and facing a 49ers team that's also out of the playoff race at 6-10. The Cardinals are a 5.5-point home favorite, minus 215 on the money line. San Francisco is plus 180, and the over-under total is at 42.5. The Phoenix Suns will be back in action Saturday on the road to face the Indiana Pacers, starting a 3-game road trip. The Suns have lost 6 of their last 7. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Sports betting apps are not created equal. Dylan Cohen from Beat the Book here to talk about the Sport Trade advantage. With higher payouts, Sport Trade is the ultimate sports betting experience. Sport Trade is the first sports betting app that gives you the option to see the odds expressed as probabilities, and it's changing in-game betting forever. If it's easier to understand 52% probability of winning versus minus 108 odds, then Sport Trade is for you. With this percent odds feature, cashing out now makes much more sense. As the win probability changes, so does the value of your bet. And if you're an experienced bettor and prefer American odds, you'll get pricing closer to minus 106 versus the normal minus 110, coupled with instant in-play betting. No more spinny wheels. So download Sport Trade today to see the difference and beat the book. Use promo code 1580 to earn 10% cash back on every bet you place in your first week. Terms apply.
Sport Trade is regulated by the Arizona Department of Gaming. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harman Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmansolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189, or just go to harmansolar.com.
In most countries of the world, Porte means door. United Porte Custom Doors, located in the Scottsdale Airport Design District, is now open with over 40,000 European doors, all in stock, ready for delivery, and at wholesale prices. Designers, contractors, builders, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Porte, Porte. Stop by to see and feel the quality at United Porte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We put you so close to the game, you can almost smell the sweat.
Ooh, awkward.
GCU basketball is live on the Fanatic.
The Grand Canyon men's basketball team's in action, facing Southern Utah Saturday night at 6, live from the Global Credit Union Arena in Phoenix.
Michael Potter and Paul Coro have the call live for GCU basketball on 1580 The Fanatic and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so if we got right with GCU, can we get a get-right game for the Phoenix Suns?
Boy, that's been ugly lately, hasn't it?
Uh-huh. We got the Indiana Pacers tomorrow at 5 p.m. I'm not I don't know if I'm supposed to look forward to that show. We've lost the Pacers once already this year, and I don't know, let me check my injury report. Okay. Nurkic is out. Royce O'Neal is out. Bradley Beal is a game time decision, and so is Grayson Allen. And Colin Gillespie is just like out forever, I think. So,
not that anything was hinging on Colin Gillespie.
No, of course not. Well, I'm just saying that's the whole report. I gave you all the information, and so now, here we are. This is it happening in Indiana too, by the way. So
that's even tougher.
I mean, road game. I mean, the only thing that you really have going for you with the Pacers is that they are also not playing consistent basketball, and they're kind of floundering a little bit. They did win in their last game against Miami, but for the most part, they've been underachieving too for a team that a lot of people thought could really be a challenger in the Eastern Conference. They don't look great either. That's kind of what you have going for you, and the fact that if you can get Beal and Booker on the same page, because I mean they were all three playing, Beal, Booker, Durant, but it's something about Booker coming back. Booker took a bunch of shots, didn't make very many of them, and Bradley Beal just flat out didn't shoot. So the chemistry just got thrown out of whack. You almost need a few games of them together to see it look right, and that seems to be impossible with the injuries.
I don't see any betting lines for this game. Do you? Did you guys bet this?
No, we did not. We did not bet this. I didn't see any lines for it yet, but it is tomorrow, so that's probably, we'll get something either in the morning or later today.
So what needs to happen for the Suns? I mean, I guess we keep talking about it, and it just seems like they need everybody healthy, and then they got to get figure it out, get the chemistry back, and then maybe they'll start winning games. It just
because since that hot start, it's been so long, it's almost impossible to reference the momentum of that now. So you have that, and I do think that, and I was talking about this earlier with Dylan, like I do think there's something Mike Budenholzer needs to do to make an adjustment, which is not exactly his specialty or his strong suit. But if your team isn't playing your style of basketball well, whether it's injuries or anything else, you might want to tweak some stuff. Like having Devin Booker shoot more threes doesn't appear to be working. Like maybe let him get back to the part of the floor where he's the most comfortable. That doesn't mean that you stop shooting threes, but it means that maybe he doesn't shoot as many, because when he shoots threes at a higher volume, it clearly isn't working for him. That's a big issue. The other thing is maybe you go to the bench with Beal. Beal and Booker kind of play the same position, and they're kind of stepping on each other's toes. So you have games where Booker either tries to be the point guard, which means that you're now kind of knocking Tyus Jones off of his spot, or you've got, Beal kind of just not taking shots because he's not sure what to do. Like maybe you stagger those minutes a lot more so that they're not on the floor together, and maybe Bradley Beal's leading your second unit, because teams have had success with that before. Bud's teams have had success with that kind of thing before. So I just think that that's some adjustment needs to be made. If your personnel is going to be injured, you can't coach the way you've always been coaching. You have to change something.
So you told me that Budenholzer's been brought in to try to coach the three we had last year into a better season. And right away we're like, hey, and no. So at the end, let's say the entire season stays like this. At the end of the season, with your crystal balls, what do you think, the move is for, I mean, Ishbia is sitting there. Is he going to look at the general manager with a cross eye? Is he going to sit there and go, this Budenholzer thing didn't work?
I don't know how you can look at the general manager with the cross eye. You were the one that wanted all of these moves made. I don't know how you can turn around and blame James Jones for that. Matt Ishbia wanted Durant. They got Durant. Matt Ishbia wanted Beal. They got
that
Beal.
was a couple of years ago. So now here we are today. What do you think their best move is? What do you think they're gonna? This brain trust. Let's say nobody's fired. This brain trust sits down at a table. What is the next move? Who has to go? Because somebody will have to go. To make any kind of a roster change, right? I mean, you don't have a whole lot to work with because you've dumped all your money into 3 guys, right?
Yeah. And it's an awful lot of money. I think you need to find a way to get back under that at least that second apron of the NBA luxury tax, because when you're over the second one, is just it's so impossible to sign free agents. It's impossible, unless you convince somebody to come here on the cheap like they were able to do with Tyus Jones, but you're just not going to get that a whole bunch of the time. Making trades is kind of impossible because you can't trade multiple players or multiple contracts. You kind of have to do a 1-for-1 thing. They're hamstrung in a lot of ways. So to me, the move would be Beal. If you could convince him to go, because of course he has a no trade clause. So if you can't ship him off.
That was a horrible idea.
But that wasn't them. Beal,
they inherited it.
They inherited it from the Wizards. And so that's kind of where they're a little bit stuck, because Beal is the one with the worst contract of the 3. It's the longest one with the most money over that period of time.
So you say get rid of Beal. Who do you bring in instead? I mean, I know Jimmy Butler just came up possibly available because he's been saying, hey, all right, guys, trade
maybe
me.
Jimmy, but I don't know I don't think you can trade Jimmy and Beal 1-for-1 at this point. You're going to need multiple teams involved. I don't know who you necessarily bring back. I do think there's an argument to just let's figure out how to get rid of Nurkic, because whatever it is with him and Budenholzer, it ain't working. Like, Nurkic is not playing the way he played last year. The effort he gave last year, he's not giving it. Like, just
is he the biggest detriment they have?
Of all the players on the floor, the guy that seems to be playing the least hard is him. It's like Ayton all over again, only with less talent somehow. And to the point, like, Mason Plumlee's coming off the bench and he looks better in that spot than Nurkic does. There's a little bit of addition by subtraction that could probably happen just by losing Nurkic. And
I'm going to argue with you about the Nurkic, but
of the big 3, I think Beal is the guy that seems to be the weak link in terms of how much he costs and his actual output, which is fine, but it's not consistent when it's him and Booker out there on the floor.
So this is what it feels like, Randy. This is what it feels like to be a Cardinals fan, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I'm feeling this a little bit as a Colts fan, where it's like, I want somebody to do something, and then they do something, and that something doesn't work. So it's going to be a while before I can do something again. We're looking at the Phoenix Suns. They did something, but because of the way they did that something, it's going to be a while before they can do something different again, short of like one guy in, one guy out, and maybe get rid of another guy to get another guy. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's going to be anytime soon. Anything's going to get better.
Well, I don't know, because look, this year started out really hot, and then I think it was Book that went down, or KD went down, one of the two, and then Booker went down.
I try to stay out of people's personal lives,
and then Beal went down, and they really haven't had any time at all to play together on the floor. And when they do get together, like Keon said, it just kind of it's kind of awkward. They don't know what to do or how to do it. So that's something that's been troubling the Phoenix Suns. They haven't had these 3 overpriced guys on the floor. And I say overpriced, I don't mean like Kevin Durant or Devin Booker's not worth it. I mean, Bradley Beal, when he was not hurt all the time, certainly worth the contract that he has. But now, wow, I mean, we're paying an awful lot for a guy that spends an awful lot of time on the bench. So, and you're right, Nurkic isn't playing the way he did last year, because the Phoenix Suns somehow have gotten out there into the interwebs and have said something to the effect of the Suns are looking to trade Nurkic, and maybe he's not happy. Maybe he's kind of disgruntled. And my question is, Why don't they play Mason Plumlee more? Why don't they swap the two, Nurkic
They have.
and Plumlee?
They
You know
have.
what I mean?
It's just it just is like Nurkic is the better offensive player. So there is a certain level where you kind of just have to have him out there just for the threat of being able to score.
Yeah.
But Plumlee is the better at everything else guy. The rebounding is better, the defense is better, the effort is better. So we've seen Nurkic's minutes go down. It isn't a clean 1-for-1 swap, because I do think Budenholzer likes to have the floor stretched out. He likes to have, a big guy that can shoot a little bit. But like I said, maybe make an adjustment with your offense. If you need the big guy to shoot, but your big guy's not reliable, that can't be the offense. It just, I don't know what else to tell you.
To answer Jeffrey's question, I think the Suns are going to be trading Nurkic before anything else happens. I think he's the guy that's going to go first, because they've got to get an adequate big man in there, and then they've got to do something with either Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, or Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, he's up for a big contract renewal this year or a contract extension. Are they going to pay him loads of money? I don't know. KD might be leaving the Phoenix Suns, going somewhere else. You know what I mean? So he can get paid and finish off his career. Does he want to? I don't know that he wants to, but the experiment has clearly not worked here in Phoenix.
Kyle G, who, by the way, with the word starting, made the text line think that he had been stopped. So it says, welcome back to 15 The Fanatic. He says, starting to feel about Booker like I did about Fitzgerald. At what point does Phoenix stop wasting his career and then maybe send him somewhere else where he can win himself a championship?
To me, that's his call. If he really wants out that bad, then yeah, you try and figure out a way to make it work, with all respect to him. But with a player that talented, you just don't give those guys away. So, I mean, you just, if you have a player that talented and he's in his prime, and look, they tried. They made a very big swing to try and surround him with enough talent to make it work. And it just isn't working right now. Do you ride it out and say, all right, they can get healthy and get back on course? Or are you unsure that they will ever be healthy and be a good big three that can play together and stay on the floor together is the biggest part. I think that's the James Jones, Matt Ishbia problem right now.
I feel like it's going to be a while, Randy. Mr. Wilbur says, you forgot the Arizona. No, I didn't forget to talk about it. I didn't forget to listen. You don't. When do we ever talk about junior colleges? Ever? We don't. Sir Drives a Lot says this Suns team is a waste of time.
I mean, we'll see.
Don't know if it's a waste of time.
I mean, they're one game out of the play-in. You just need your team healthy, and this is one of those teams where they're also missing some role players. Whether or not anybody wants to hear it, it does matter when Royce O'Neal is out there. It does matter when Grayson Allen is out there, because you're lacking so much flexibility when it comes to the other role players. When your role players are hurt, in addition to your stars, you look extra bad.
Pickle D says, how about KD for Anthony Davis? Trim the old man and get what we really need, a dominant big man.
Well, AD is kind of like Bradley Beal. I mean, I'll let Keon answer that question with more insight. But, I mean, we've joked on this show several times about Anthony Davis being, street clothes. And KD is not as much street clothes as Anthony Davis. And by the way, Kevin Durant, in my opinion, for what it matters, is still one of the elite shooters in this league.
And if you've been watching, Kevin Durant is also the only consistently working member of this basketball team. Like, the only person who, no matter what he's asked to do, he just does it and it's great, is him. If Bud says, hey, I need you to take on more of the offensive load, he does that. I need you to shoot more threes. He does that. I mean, and the numbers don't seem to dip. The people who seem to be having a noticeable dip in production when things change are Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. Booker has had the worst shooting year of his life. I mean, every number is down for him. He's still getting his usual points, but he's taking so many more shots to get them. And one of the things that's been great about Devin Booker historically is just how efficient he is. He isn't efficient this year. And I could say a similar thing for Beal, except Beal's problem is a different one. Beal's just as efficient as he ever was, but he's taking so many fewer shots than he used to that it's not helping anybody. So they're kind of both having their own issues adjusting to this offense, and it's bad in two very different ways.
Sir Drives a Lot says, please, no street clothes. Beer Bob says, wait, I'm a little confused. Arizona is not a junior college? Wow, you learn something new every day. No, we don't talk about junior colleges. They are now. Yeah, they've been for a while. I mean, it's the meth. Silver Pop says, the whole idea of a franchise dealing away a superstar player like Fitz, or in this case, Booker, for that player to win a championship is absurd to me. Yes, if they don't get to win one, well, that's how it is. It's not like they're getting compensation and really well for they're not getting compensation for their services. I have no empathy in that aspect for professional players. Well, that's you, Silver Pop. So listen, we all kind of watch Larry Fitzgerald, and we're kind of like, this guy probably deserves better than this. I mean, that is a human thought, Silver Pops. But he stayed with us. He decided to stay with the Arizona Cardinals. And so that was cool. But nobody would have ever faulted him if he had left to chase that ring. He had every right to. He sure deserved it. So no, I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah, okay, that's your thought process on these things. But I would never trade them away just so they could win. You only trade them away if you're already in a position where you just can't win either way. Trade that person away, try to build for the future, and then let them have their shot.
And can I remind you, because it's easy to forget how young Devin Booker is. He is 28 years old. You do not trade away a 28-year-old star.
Yeah, he's got to turn 29.
I mean, he's got to turn a whole lot older than that.
Pickle D says Durant has missed more games in the last couple of seasons. KD is a beast, but he doesn't make the team better. This move would allow Booker and Beal to have more defined roles, which I think will help overall. But like Keon said, they kind of play the same role in getting each other's way.
And you can also point out too that while Durant has been more injured in the last couple of years than ever before, he has been the most healthy of the big three this year. I mean, the guys who've missed the most time have been Booker and Beal.
I don't want to get rid of KD.
I don't either, if I'm honest.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we have some more NBA. We've got some ASU football to talk about. It really has a lot more to do with the future of the Big 12 and stuff like that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
You okay?
I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Multivitamins are your partners in health. Their nutrients are key to your daily well-being, especially if you're planning to become pregnant. A multivitamin rich in folic acid can help you have a healthier pregnancy and prevent birth defects. That's why the Arizona Department of Health Services is offering a free 3-month supply of daily vitamins with folic acid. To get your free vitamins, go to azdhs.gov/PowerMe-A2Z.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health Services.
Sports bettors, we've all been there. You have a live bet lined up, you check the odds one more time, place the bet only to see the bet delayed by the spinny wheel, line move, and your bet rejected. My name's Alex Kane, and I'm the founder and CEO of SportTrade, Arizona's newest sports betting app. At the core of the SportTrade offering is our probability-based odds. In other words, the Cardinals may be offered at 55% odds to win, a lot simpler than minus 125. Place your bet at 55% odds, and as your win probability changes, so does the value of your bet, giving you the ability to cash out with total control. And the best part, no spinning wheels. Live bets on SportTrade are instantly accepted. Download SportTrade on your iPhone today and use code 1580 to earn 10% cash back on every bet in your first week. Terms apply.
SportTrade is regulated by the Arizona Department of Gaming. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
In most countries of the world, Porte means door. United Porte Custom Doors, located in the Scottsdale Airport Design District, is now open with over 40,000 European doors, all in stock, ready for delivery, and at wholesale prices. Designers, contractors, builders, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Porte, Porte. Stop by to see and feel the quality at United Porte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
Looking for a gift for your kids or loved ones? Consider getting them something they'll use for the rest of their lives. An education. Open an AZ 529 education savings plan today. Contribute just $50 a month, and they'll have nearly $20,000 by graduation. Plus, your money grows tax-free and can be used for college, vocational school, or workforce training. An AZ 529 account will help them unwrap their full potential. Learn more at az529.gov.
This message is sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now. Or even
now.
Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Got our Harman Solar NFL fan pick'em picks coming up in the next hour. Right now, we're talking some NBA and stuff. Let me catch up on the text line. Let's see. He says, yes, correct, Jeffrey. I agree and appreciate Fitzgerald for his loyalty to the franchise, but I wouldn't let go of a talent like that. Well, you don't want to, but again, there's human aspects to all of this,
and especially if you can get something back for that person. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a win-win for you.
Right.
If you can give them a chance to win, but also you get to kind of reset for your future. That's usually the best version of that.
It has to be a cooperative effort.
Yeah.
They got to be cool that you got to be cool that I would not be cool losing somebody like Larry Fitzgerald, but I'd be understanding. Like, yes, yeah, I get it. We'd be sad, but it'd be like, yeah, we'll root for you. Yeah, good luck, buddy. Pickle D says Durant has missed more games in the last couple of. Oh, I regret that. Swazman says, who is on the all NBA load management team? Well, that'd be LeBron.
I mean, I don't even know you can even say LeBron when Joel Embiid.
Well, he's on the team.
Well, he's okay.
all
Fair.
NBA
I don't know about that because LeBron's played. He's had some load management games.
Not this year. No, this year, yeah, he's played most of the games.
But Joel Embiid, boy, Luka Doncic just missing an awful lot of games. So yeah, those guys immediately spring to mind anyway.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards has a different problem right now. He's upset. He's upset because he keeps getting double teamed. He's like, I don't know what to do anymore. He's like, he's like, they're double teaming me all the time. Is great that they are doing that, but it's a compliment. But it's not how he wants to play. He says, I'm only 23. I don't want to be just passing the ball all night. And but by the way, they're guarding me. I think I have to.
Yes, Anthony. Yes. He has the killer's mentality, and he just wants to be the guy that kills you over and over again. But sometimes you have to kill him by passing. Because that's the only way to stop him from double teaming you is, you know what? He is a good and willing passer of the basketball. He will absolutely allow someone else to kill us. That's a change in mentality. He's got to learn there.
Take the compliment, but you got to figure out how to work it. And the only way to work it is to pass the ball. And if you don't have anybody to pass the ball to, that's when you talk to the GM and the coach and say, hey guys, I can't do you any good if I'm always double teamed and I got nobody worth passing to.
But I think he does have that.
Well, then he needs to just chill and
pass the ball.
try to win the games. But here's what he says. He says, it's frustrating because I see these guys cooking us and I can't cook them. So the Timberwolves, paid a lot of money for Karl Anthony, to trade away Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, they gave up that money. And then, so he's like, well, who the hell am I going to pass to?
Well, I understand that the prospect of throwing the ball to Rudy Gobert and asking him to actually score points is it's a little bit tough, but you did get this guy named Julius Randle back in the trade. I hear he's a pretty decent basketball player. Maybe try giving the ball to him. They didn't give Karl away. They got back a guy.
But are those guys, when he does pass the ball to them, getting it done? let's take a look.
Well, like
at
I said,
how
Rudy, not so much. Look,
the
I understand because I
Timberwolves are doing
remember
right
Rudy.
now.
Rudy had a one-on-one with a smaller player. What was it, a month ago? And he posted this guy up, and they just actively ignored him because like even one-on-one with your back to the basket, just not you, Rudy. Literally anybody else but you.
Some changes need to happen there then for sure. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting. He's like, I'm being double teamed. I don't know what to do. Like,
you have to pass the ball.
Yeah,
it's literally the only way to beat it.
And maybe and you got to learn how to deal with it, man.
And
I mean, that's how superstars become superstars.
And you've got to be able to, because Steph does this. I think right now, of anybody in the NBA, nobody does it at a higher level than Steph Curry. He gives up the basketball and then he moves when he doesn't have the ball, which a shocking amount of NBA superstars will give up the ball and then they just stand there, watch the other guy work, or maybe kind of move back to help some spacing, but they don't move to get open. Your one-on-ones are going to be when you're open, and then when you get the ball back, you can get the ball back at a different spot. That's it. You're not. You're in an era of basketball. That's the only way to play right now.
Lacrosse guy says LeBag invented load management and super teams. Worst guy ever for the NBA.
LeBron did not invent load management.
He also did. You just got some sort of beef there because
look, you cannot like LeBron. There are so many valid reasons to not like LeBron. I won't list them. We'll be here all day. But LeBron did not invent super teams. The Boston Celtics put together Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen before anybody else did. LeBron just followed suit. And then the Spurs invented load management when on a random primetime game on TNT, Greg Popovich decided, I'm going to bench Tony and Tim and Manu. that was the start of that. The Spurs are the ones that started that. LeBron is responsible for neither of those things.
Yeah, lacrosse guy, if you don't like him, that's fine. But
and like
we keep it real, yo.
You can dogpile on LeBron issues and so many other issues.
All right, let's talk about another issue. And listen, we're over it. It's past. It's happened. Moving on. But that targeting non-call in the Texas ASU game the other day, that is still fresh on the minds of some people. And the Big 12 commissioner, Brett Yormark, he has called for the CFP to address national officiating standards after that non-call. Gee whiz, this sounds like every sport we ever talk about every time. The officiating, this, that. But is it not a standard thing about targeting across all of college football?
It is a standard thing.
What the hell are these guys talking about?
He's Brett Yormark is just trying to complain for his conference. The ASU represented the Big 12. He wants ASU to look good. Well, it helps the conference. It helps him. So he's doing his job.
How did they come out and say, yeah, we blew that? Or did they come out and say, no, that was a correct call?
I didn't read any comment on it either way. So I could look that up for you, but
please do. Actually, I would like you to. And as you do, I'm going to read what he said, because he said, as a member of the College Football Playoff Management Committee, I have had several discussion seeking clarity surrounding the targeting call on ASU's final drive of the fourth quarter with CFP Executive Director Richard Clark. And he says, moving forward, we need to address CFP officiating to ensure national standards are developed. These standards will be crucial to the CFP's future, and I look forward to discussing blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, well, wait, so that sounds like there isn't a consensus on how to deal with this. And then I go over and I hear what I think Kenny Dillingham's just trying to stay out of it, trying to stay out of trouble. Yeah. He says, I'm going to be honest. He says, I just don't know what targeting is. We lost one of our best players in the first half for targeting, and I just don't know what's going on. He basically is just saying, well, there's no consistency. I can't tell. I don't know what anything.
But I don't think he's wrong. Like the way that call played out, like it's targeting by the letter of the law, but there is a like spirit of the law kind of way the referees could interpret it. But
the spirit was irrelevant according to one Keon Rose.
And then, but the issue is, well, no, I'm not. I never said that.
You did.
No, I did not.
You did.
I literally never said that.
The other day.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I did
I'm
not.
gonna go find it.
You can try. You're not going to find it. I didn't say that.
What you said was just like it was straight up targeting.
Yeah, I said it was straight up.
And the reason it's targeting is because you can't regulate intent. You can't prove intent. And but the fact is,
what I
his
said was,
helmet hit the other guy's helmet. That's targeting.
And I said he should have been tossed. I do. So so it's not a spirit. It's not irrelevant to me.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is,
irrelevant.
What I'm saying is for Kenny Dillingham, he is. I think he's rightfully upset that if the call is a no call in our game, and our player had a similar call, why was it enforced on us previously in the Big 12 championship, but not enforced here? And I think that's fair. I think that's absolutely fair.
That's a fair question to ask. Yes.
I think that this is one of the worst seasons of college football officiating we've ever had. So I just am not surprised that they blew a call in a big game.
Yeah,
this whole season has been bad.
It's my fault. We were sitting there watching. No, it is. We were sitting there. My wife and I were watching this game, right? And the call was like, "Man, this officiating's been pretty good so far." I should have never said
as
that.
As soon as you said that,
yes.
bam.
No, I don't believe in jinxes, but yeah, I just think
I should have never said that. It started out all right, didn't it?
It
like,
happens every time.
Overall, save for 2 calls I had a real problem with, that being one of them. Officiating was pretty good, but they missed 2 calls that would have changed the game drastically in either direction. I don't. What do you want me to say?
Yeah. We're not fighting. Take it easy. We're not fighting.
But I understand where Dillingham's coming from. I think
No, I mean, it's got to be so frustrating and to see. Okay, we got called for it, but then they don't get called for it. And then I lost a guy for half a game. And this guy, we lost a game because of kind of what happened there, potentially. So
and Brett Yormark is right to question it. And had Texas lost that game, you'd have the SEC commissioner going, so how come they were allowed to pull Cam Scatterbo into the end zone? Like, we're going to have this after the fact thing. I looked it up. I don't think that the NCAA's mentioned anything at all because they know they're wrong.
No, I got a question. Well, why can't you drag a guy across the goal line? Why can't you? Why not? What does that hurt?
I don't know.
Why is that against the rules?
It just is.
Like, it's kind of cool, man. It's like the guy's not down.
You used to not be able to push either. And then one day they were like, that's fine. So I don't ask
me. What do you think, Randy? I think you should be able to pull him, push him, tug him, toe him, throw him. I like to throw him. I want to see a couple guys just throwing a guy over the pile.
I don't think you should throw him, but hey.
No. So these guys just like, they run down there, touchdown. They do a little flip. And they're like, eh. So you get to like the smallest guy you can get, right? And you're like, hike. And then you grab this guy and chuck him over the pile. And he's like in air spinning,
Okay.
I've got my
he'll be all right.
My evil defensive coordinator hat on. I'm going to obliterate that guy before he hits the ground.
You don't know he's coming.
If he's the smallest guy out there, his only purpose is to be thrown. If you're light enough to be thrown, and I'm a defensive coordinator, either if you're the kind of person that actually you're so good, I don't need to hit you because you're not getting thrown, I'm going to obliterate you on the ground. If they throw you, I'm going to obliterate you in the air.
I just want to throw some guys.
A couple linemen turn around and put their hands down in the old alley-oop and just toss a guy that way.
How about you make a bunch of stairs out of some linemen and a fullback back here, the lineman here, another lineman here. And this guy just runs right up the top and
I'm teaching linebackers to smoke dudes is all I'm saying. No,
they should be allowed
do that to me.
to do everything and anything. Pull a guy, push a guy, throw a guy. I don't care. It makes it way more entertaining.
Absolutely.
And you're going to see, like, they're going to expect this. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. They're going to expect this. We're going to do the other thing. Oh, open it up. Make it better. That's all I'm saying.
Man.
Them's the rules, though.
All right, guys. That's 1 hour down. We got 2 to go. Our picks are next. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Sports betting apps are not created equal. Dylan Cohen from Beat the Book here to talk about the Sport Trade advantage. With higher payouts, Sport Trade is the ultimate sports betting experience. Sport Trade is the first sports betting app that gives you the option to see the odds expressed as probabilities, and it's changing in-game betting forever. If it's easier to understand 52% probability of winning versus minus 108 odds, then Sport Trade is for you. With this percent odds feature, cashing out now makes much more sense. As the win probability changes, so does the value of your bet. And if you're an experienced bettor and prefer American odds, you'll get pricing closer to minus 106 versus the normal minus 110, coupled with instant in-play betting. No more spinny wheels. So download Sport Trade today to see the difference and beat the book. Use promo code 1580 to earn 10% cash back on every bet you place in your first week. Terms apply.
Sport Trade is regulated by the Arizona Department of Gaming. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ziprecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
You okay?
I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Now open in Scottsdale. It's United Forte Custom Door Showroom with 40,000 Euro doors and hundreds of state-of-the-art designs and finishes on display, plus kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and more, all at wholesale prices. Builders, contractors, designers, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Forte, Forte. Stop by to see and feel the quality. United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
Multivitamins are your partners in health. Their nutrients are key to your daily well-being, especially if you're planning to become pregnant. A multivitamin rich in folic acid can help you have a healthier pregnancy and prevent birth defects. That's why the Arizona Department of Health Services is offering a free 3-month supply of daily vitamins with folic acid. To get your free vitamins, go to azdhs.gov/PowerMe-A2Z.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health Services.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time. For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Hey, look, Ralph showed up to do picks, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Ralph, I got to say, I usually don't care for the Seahawks, but oh my God, they did something pretty funny. I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you heard about this. You know how you always like, we got to take the rookie out and ring up a big dinner tab and be like, you're paying for it, rookie. Yeah, we heard those stories. Well, Byron Murphy II was out to dinner with his teammates and they dropped the tab on him. And he's like, all right. They're like, you got to pay it. He looked down and he's all, $155,000. What? It was fake. Yeah, they were just messing with him. And he's like, oh, bleep. He's just like starting to sweat. And they're like, no. Here's the real tab. And he's like, dude, this is still $38,000. No, that's real. You got to.
This is still a down payment on a car.
Yeah.
What are you eating for
38
grand?
38,000. That is a car, Keon. What are you talking about?
The whole car.
It's not a down payment. It's a payment. But anyway, I don't know where this was, but enough NFL players, any place could be a $10,000 meal.
Oh yeah. I mean,
just the linemen.
Yeah.
Linemen notoriously show up at places, and it's easily $5-6 grand.
They will break the feed bag on you for sure. Baker's Cocky Hen says, "Oh, that's funny. Accidentally had it on another radio station, and then Rich Eisen came on. Thought you guys did the Irish goodbye. Well, no, actually, funny you mentioned that.
Wow." Coming
on Monday, Rich Eisen will be replacing Jim Rome here on 1580 The Fanatic. So, Rich Eisen will no longer be there.
I don't know. Maybe that's where Jim Rome's going. Don't know. Don't care. Moving on. Hefty Lefty says that's how you make a $38,000 tab seem more reasonable for sure.
That's
true.
That's true. Yeah.
'Cause at first we trick you into thinking you had to pay $250,000 in dinner, and then get you down to the more reasonable 38.
Right.
God. So should we just start in? Should we do our picks now? Is there anything we need to talk about? I figured, Ralph's here. So first off, everybody talk slower. Second,
wow. What?
Second, your Dodgers got a new guy. I thought maybe you'd want to talk about that.
The South Korean?
Yeah, I think he has a name. I don't think he's going to go by the South Korean.
Now
on his name plate.
I think it's Jose Kim Hee Hua. I have no idea what his name is.
Yeah, a lot of South Koreans named Jose.
No, Jose.
Oh,
I say Jose.
I thought you said Jose.
Who's being racial here?
Yeah,
I saw that. He just posted, and the Dodgers already signed a deal with him. So that was quick.
That is a hell of a name, Hyosing. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's a 25-year-old phenom, I guess. So.
Another baseball's
another phenom for the Dodgers.
Strong league.
We'll see if they get Sasaki now too. That'll be another phenom.
Gazoon tight. Jet says, "Oh, we're not talking about it anymore." Hefty Lefty says, "Jose Kim, though, that is an elite baseball name. You know, if he goes by Jose,
that would be pretty cool."
Yeah. And Hefty Lefty seems to be very happy about Rich Eisen coming to 1580 Fanatic. He will be live on our station, just so you know.
Okay.
Is there any other point of order?
I don't believe so at this time, sir.
Any other business anybody wants to bring up?
Non-NFL business?
Yeah, non-NFL business. Because we're about to do the
know. I want to know what that parlay that you and Dylan were talking about, Keon, before you signed off. It sounds intriguing. Dylan goes, yeah, for sure. Put $5 on that one. Where do I find that? Because I may want to look at that and put $5 on that.
You go to 1580thefanatic.com.
Okay.
You go down till you find the Beat the Book logo, which is right next to Dylan's face. You click on that. It'll get you to the post for today.
Anytime I can click on Dylan's face, it's a good day.
Yeah. And so there's your opportunity. And then you'll get all of his picks for today. You go to the bottom, that's the long shot parlay of the day.
Okay.
All right. Throw $5 on that. It looks pretty fun.
Does he also have like a My Fans or only? Is there a
OnlyFans?
Is there a show?
He's got one of those?
Nope. It's just bets. Just sports bets.
No bikini pictures or anything. Nothing?
No.
Nothing of him in a bodysuit or anything.
It's a very specific request, Randy.
Look, he's on.
You know how
he's
I
on
am.
Instagram
I'm very specific.
at Beat the Book Fanatic.
I'm running out of time on this.
You can
earth.
slide
I
into
have
the
to be
DMs
specific.
there, but leave me out of this.
Can't waste time.
I got nothing to add.
I thought him and Phil were doing an OnlyFans. It's not happening.
Phil for sure.
I was
Phil
not made aware of any such thing. So
his should be called Thongs Across America.
Speedos.
Yeah.
Speedos across America.
Something.
Swazman says Jim Rome's going to end up like Google. Oh, I can't read that.
Wow.
So I haven't listened to him for a couple of years. Well, yeah, they're not on the radio anymore. Hefty Lefty says Bo Nix only needs 31 touchdown passes on Sunday to break Peyton Manning's single season record for touchdown passes. It's a long shot, but not impossible.
Oh,
Well,
31. Let's see.
Who are they playing?
I might put $5 on that.
Who are they playing?
The Broncos?
The Chiefs. No, that defense will still be all right. I mean, they're probably going to play the starters.
A lot of them are going to sit though.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because they need to rest.
We all do.
You know, that's why we're all sitting.
So I'm standing.
Jeffrey stands though.
You know, I'm starting to really wonder why I do this.
I've always wondered why.
I mean, the show, everything. I'm starting to
I've wondered that too. Yeah,
everything.
That's what we meant.
Shall we start our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick 'em picks?
Let's do it.
This week is gonna suck. Let me just warn you, it's gonna suck because I checked the notes. Everybody's out. Everybody is out. You're thinking you're gonna pick the right team, but you're probably not gonna. You're gonna probably pick the wrong team.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know. I don't know how many of my picks.
I will not be thinking too hard about this.
Yeah, that's probably the best bet.
I'm making my picks, and then if they change something after, well, I guess I'm wrong.
Well, you do have to take into consideration who's not playing, though. You
Yeah,
really do.
Yeah, from now. If information changes later, I guess I'm wrong.
Well, that's commitment.
This whole season, I make the pick on the day we make the pick, and I'm done. Because I've gotten myself in hot water in the past, just overthinking things. I make the pick once, I make it once, and I'm done. I'm out. Whatever happens, happens.
There might be a middle ground on that, but that's your life. It's not my business.
My picks are better this year than they were a year ago, so I'll take it.
All right, so let's talk about Saturday. By the way, this game is on 1580 The Fanatic at 2:30 p.m. The Cleveland Browns are visiting the Baltimore Ravens. I already forgot. Is Lamar Jackson playing? Yeah. So he's there's a reason for them to play this game, right?
Yeah, they're trying to win the division so they can have that home field advantage in round one. If they were to lose and the Steelers were to win, the Steelers would win the division. The Ravens would be a road team, and the Steelers would be the ones to have the advantage at home.
So who are you picking then, Keon?
Take the Ravens. The line on this game is 20.
Mother effer, I got an hour to fill.
They might
ask.
They might cover it.
Damn.
Everybody start chuckling just because I asked.
I mean, I understand that. You know the Browns are starting Bailey Zappi at quarterback.
Oh, I'm aware.
Okay. Just a Bailey Zappi sighting.
Go off.
He won't.
Just watch him
the
go
last
nuts.
time we saw Bailey Zappi, nothing about that man suggested go off is in his
there's
skill
no go
set.
off. Just go. Just go.
He's throwing 3 interceptions in a game was the last time we saw Bailey Zappi.
Bailey going off, Keon? I'm sorry, Ralph, or is just Bailey going?
He's going somewhere, that's for sure.
Going into the turf.
Yeah, I mean, do we have to analyze these games? There's nothing to analyze.
I know. I'm trying to fill time.
Some of them will be, but
I mean, this game, no. I mean, you bet Baltimore, and if
it's on this radio station, we're analyzing it.
The money line on this game minus 3,333 for the Ravens. I mean, it's just there's no point.
I heard their practice squad was starting today, so I don't know. I'm gonna take Baltimore. I want to take 10 teams you don't take, so I can catch you.
You will not. Randy, who do you got?
Well, I mean, I've got Baltimore, but the interesting thing about some of these games is seeing if guys, individual efforts, seeing if guys can break records and that sort of thing. And I'm always intrigued about the last regular game of the season because a lot of these guys have like bonuses on the line or records on the line. And who's the defensive end for Cleveland?
Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett. He's going to
Garrett,
play like for real.
He's the sack leader right now. He's tied with Trey Hendrickson for being the sack leader.
So I would imagine he's going to be going like his hair's on fire. Plus, that would be like the 3rd or 4th season in a row he's the sack leader in the American Conference there. So I'm going to take Baltimore. I mean, look, come on. I was born at night, not last night. Of course, I'm going to take the Ravens, I'm trying to kill time for you there, Jeffco.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. You got Miles Garrett playing for the sack leader title. And then, of course, a little bit later on, you've got the Bengals Steelers, where Hendrickson is going to be.
No spoilers.
No. I'm just saying.
No spoilers.
They are connected in that Hendrickson is also tied for the sack lead. So
don't be taking my stuff that I'm using to try to fill time.
I'm saying I'm trying to help fill time here. If they put that stuff up on the scoreboard, if you're Miles Garrett, you realize you're down a sack. Might be interesting in that regard.
See, they ought to do that. They ought to put that stuff on
but they're not playing at the same time, so. They'll know in the locker room.
Yeah.
We all have the Ravens. It's a no-brainer. The Cincinnati Bengals visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. I guess this is another game that has implications, right, Keon?
This one actually has serious implications for both teams this time because the Steelers, obviously, like the Ravens, would like to win the division, be that home team representing the AFC North, where the Bengals are just fighting for their playoff lives. They are 8-8 right now. The Dolphins don't have Tua. The Dolphins are in front of them. So if the Dolphins were to lose and the Broncos were to somehow lose to the Chiefs, who are playing nobody, the Bengals would be that last team in, and then you would have 3 AFC North teams in the playoffs.
Seems like an awful lot of stuff has to happen. Hey, Ralph,
just 2 things.
Does Harmon Solar sponsor Money Radio 1510?
No.
Okay, well then you can't do the pick for this one because it's on Money Radio. Randy, who do you got? Bengals versus Steelers.
Well, it's like Keon said, there's a lot of implications right in here. Cincinnati, believe it or not, has I think a 5-game winning streak going on into this game.
4.
Is it 4 games? So there you go. And Joe Burrow also, he's been throwing lights out. I don't remember how many yards he needs, but he could break some sort of a record going into this thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's got MVP numbers, but nobody's talking about him because, well, he's on the Bungles. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh, look, if Pittsburgh wins and Baltimore loses, Pittsburgh wins their division. So there's a lot to play for. And I think old Dr. Cringe, number 3, is going to be playing for the Steelers. So I'm going to take Cincinnati just because Joe Burrow throws 8,000 yards a game. And I think that the Bungles will win this game. But it is in Pittsburgh, so maybe I'm off my rocker.
It'll be a game worth watching. I got the Bengals. All right, you can have a freebie there, Ralph. So who do you got in this game?
Well, to Randy's point, they've won 4 in a row, the Bengals, but the last loss they have was to the Steelers, and they've lost 4 out of 5 to the Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers. I think the Steelers win this game. I think they're a better team, and they have their number, so I'm going to go with Steelers.
All right. Let me. You had something to say, Keon?
Yeah, I didn't actually pick the game there, but I
I thought you did.
You were like, "What's interesting about the implications of this game?" And then
who are you picking?
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals.
Okay, good. Let's move on.
Okay.
Oh no, good.
All right, because in addition to the Bengals having their playoff hopes on the line, you have T. Higgins out there in a contract year, and he's been playing lights out as of late. I mean, last week against Denver, he was just going insane. So I think that there's a lot there for the Bengals.
You know
to
what
play
I saw?
for.
I saw somebody say that he should, if they actually make it to the playoffs, he shouldn't step foot on the field unless they give him an extension.
Hold it hostage that way.
Yeah.
No, because the Bengals might not be the only team. If the Bengals say we don't want to pay him, well, then T. Higgins might go somewhere else and be a number 1 receiver and make number 1 receiver money, which would also be nice for him. Don't ruin that.
All right, let's go to the text line here. Baker's Cocky Hen says Zappy's making $985,000 from Cleveland this year.
To be a sacrificial lamb that gets murdered by a Ravens defense, but
I'll take $1 million to get massacred. Yep. Mr. Wilbur says Bailey Zappi's grandfather, Frank Zappa, he'll be in the crowd. Pickle D says, think of a parlay Garrett, Hendrickson, and Watt to all get a sack.
Well, because Watt is 2 behind the sack lead, so you've
don't count him out.
Yeah, each of those guys very incentivized to go after quarterbacks on Sunday.
Smart Pickle D. Hefty Lefty says Cortland Sutton for Denver gets $2 million if he gets 82 yards or more. Guy on Twitter posted a spreadsheet of players' bonuses if anybody wants to make bets accordingly. Wow, that's whoa.
Yeah, we actually talked about it yesterday.
Bo Nix. I mean, what are the Broncos have something to play for, right?
Yeah, if they
sort
lose,
of like
if they lose and the Bengals win, they are out of the playoffs. They're absolutely playing to stay in there.
Did you guys
So they
also
gotta
talk?
win.
Did you guys also talk about the fact that the guy who did that spreadsheet is still a virgin?
Oh no, it's assumed. We know that.
Yeah,
Okay. I didn't
that's
know.
why we
All
let
right.
him do all the work. We just read
Right.
it.
There you go. Wow.
You don't have a spreadsheet like that plus a
Where did that come
vagina.
from?
You know?
The guy just caught a stray.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens,
Yeah.
I wasn't firing at him.
unless the person who made the spreadsheet was a girl. Outside of that, you do not
Yes,
have a spreadsheet plus vagina.
yes,
It's just not happening.
She's
Baker's
virgin, too.
Cocky Hen says Geno Smith gets $2 million for a win. He also gets $2 million for 200 yards passing.
Yeah, he can make $6 million.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're not talking about that game yet, so keep it to yourself. Moving on to the next game on 1580 The Fanatic. So now on Sunday morning, we got the Bears. Great. The Packers, I think they'll destroy the Bears pretty well. That's my pick. They're going to pretty much destroy the Bears. I mean, I don't even care who's playing, who's not playing. The Packers will destroy the Bears. Anybody want to disagree with me on that? That's what I thought. But I'll let you do your picks on that, Ralph.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Packers are playing for a seeding, aren't they?
They are, because the Packers are the
Against the
last
Commanders,
last
right?
seed, in the NFC. And so you're going to be on the road. Who would you rather play first, Philadelphia or LA? If you're the Packers, I think you'd rather play LA.
Neither.
Neither. But if I had to go up, choose a destination to play in, I would rather go to SoFi and play the Rams right now than take on Philadelphia at the Link this time of year. Those fans. Now, give me LA if I can get LA. If for no other reason, then if it's a tough game, I'd rather the tough game just be in nice weather. So I
not gonna be a tough game.
I think that Green Bay's got at least a little bit to play for. They probably don't play the whole game, but at least enough to square things away. I think they beat the Bears too.
I do too.
Well, Ralph, you have ideas on this?
Well, I agree. I mean, you got to take the Packers. The Bears are just so bad. I think they just want the season to be over so they can figure things out, right? So you got to take the Packers. I'm picking the Packers.
Randy,
go Pack, go. Go Pack, go. It's in Green Bay, and you're right. Keon's right. They're playing for a seeding. Was it Keon or Ralph?
It doesn't matter. They're virtually the same person.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we look very similar. We could be brothers.
What about looks, Ralph? Talking about mind and hearts and soul.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we both disagree on that. That's we agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
I don't ever agree to disagree. I just disagree.
Never.
I don't know why people waste a step.
Yeah.
Bullseye says, I heard someone
like
say
the
my
scenic route.
name. Virgin here. What's up?
We weren't summoning you, but hi.
So if I say bullseye in the mirror 3 times, then somebody's hymen is going to go like that.
Wow.
Yeah, this is probably a good
Wow.
place for a break.
Good place for something else. Yeah.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
You okay?
I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize.
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
They're gonna go nuts when he hits this thing.
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2025 WM Phoenix Open, February 3rd through the 9th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com. WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Now open in Scottsdale. It's United Forte Custom Door Showroom with 40,000 Euro doors and hundreds of state-of-the-art designs and finishes on display, plus kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and more, all at wholesale prices. Builders, contractors, designers, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Forte, P-O-R-T-E. Stop by to see and feel the quality. United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
We put you so close to the game, you can almost smell the sweat.
Ooh, awkward.
GCU basketball is live on the Fanatic.
The Grand Canyon men's basketball team's in action, facing Southern Utah Saturday night at 6, live from the Global Credit Union Arena in Phoenix.
Michael Potter and Paul Coro have the call live for GCU basketball on 1580 The Fanatic and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Larry Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. I was just thinking, you know how some people are born too late, too soon, whatever. You know, you're out of your time. And I'm just thinking, man, Orville Redenbacher on Snapchat would have been amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. He would pop in and out.
Just sitting in that chair.
Yeah, I am.
It's a shame. T-Licious, I'm not reading your text yet because it's not time to talk about that yet. So I'll just put a pin in it and I'll come back to it. There's no reason to jump ahead of the line, okay? Because we're not there yet. We're talking about the games that are airing on 1580 The Fanatic as we do our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. Oh dear God, when do we get a good one? I don't know. Let's talk about the Chargers curb stomping the Raiders.
Okay.
Nobody's playing. I mean, nobody that matter. I don't think Herbert's playing in this game. I think
if I was Harbaugh, I wouldn't be playing.
Yeah,
I'm
Harbaugh
sorry,
said
Keon.
that he's just going to do what's best for the team, and that's what's best for the team, right?
I mean, that would have to be what's best for the team, but also Harbaugh's closer to. He's the closest coach we have to Dan Campbell in this league, not named Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
So I think that guy just wants to win everything, but also, yeah, if he had sense and he makes the right decision, he doesn't play anybody. J.K. Dobbins, though, the running back there, he I believe is 86 yards short of $1,100 or 1,100 yards, which would put him at $250,000 as a bonus.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I don't know if that matters to Urban Meyer. What's his name? No, it's Jim Harbaugh.
No,
Sorry,
Urban Meyer's never coaching again. So
I don't know.
just,
I get those two.
not football. I mean,
I get them confused. You know?
he might be in a bar somewhere, but
All right, so let's go ahead and pick the game because it's here. The Chargers. If there it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the Raiders will play all their starters, you know, but the Chargers it's going to be bench players. But are the bench players better than the starters on the Raiders? Is that what the real question ends up being here, Ralph?
No, but I'm going to go into a preseason mindset and just think about this as a preseason game. And the Raiders will win the game because it's a game that doesn't matter and means nothing, and they'll play all their players. And the Chargers won't, and they don't care. So I'm going to take the Raiders. Probably the first time this year I picked them, but I'm going to take them.
You picking the Raiders, Randy?
I am, because I think this is the last game that they're going to have their coach. Win one for the Gipper kind of attitude. I think they will. So give me the Raiders.
Keon, you picking the Raiders?
No, I still can't pick the Raiders, man. I'm sorry. They are miserable. I'm like, even if we're not playing the starters for the Chargers, I think there'll be enough starters out there just out of necessity because you got a 53-man roster. There'll be enough guys out there that I don't think this Raiders team can beat them.
Yeah, the Raiders are just that bad. I'm gonna go ahead and ride with Jim Jerkface Harbaugh for this one too.
Wow,
and that's my only.
At least me and Randy are right.
My only. Really, you're talking to the guy who's 10 picks ahead of you. So you know.
I know.
Well, good luck with that. Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football is the game of the week, period.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I think there's going to be a lot of differings of opinion on how this thing will go. I'll let Keon break it down for us first.
I mean, to me, the key to this game just comes down to the injuries with the Lions. They are absolutely dinged up. They were playing all out against the Niners last week to get that win. And they were still giving up a ton of yards.
Well, let me ask you real quick. Did they get more injuries while doing that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't see one injury befall the Detroit Lions. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, but I don't think they got necessarily more injured, but obviously you played a football game. Like that still does some wear and tear. But more to the point is like if you were struggling to get the win over the Niners, what are the Vikings going to do to you with that offense, with Sam Darnold and all the weapons that are out there and the way that they run the football, in addition to how do you figure out what Justin Jefferson's trying to do? Like, I just think that if you're struggling with the Niners, the way that the Niners have been this season, they're not healthy, they're not 100%, then the Vikings, who are trying to beat you to win this division, I think that Lions defense is going to give up a lot of points.
All right, but you remember the good cure.
So do the
there's
Vikings.
a cure for having bad defense, and that's having score every time you get the ball offense. And if they can just outscore Minnesota, you get one stop, one mistake, one time somebody drops a ball. You can still win a game that way. So it's not an impossibility with your defense dinged to do that. So you're picking the Vikings.
It's
then,
not
right?
it's not impossible, obviously, but I'm looking at the Vikings and going, hey, do you want to get into a shootout with these guys? Maybe you win it. But in addition to your defense, I'm I'm going to take the healthier team.
Lions are all about a shootout. What do you think, Ralph?
I think the over-under is 100 for this game, isn't it? So it should be.
I think it's going to be for sure.
Yep.
Right? You know what? I can't get past the injuries. I think that Sam Darnold is having an MVP type season. He's throwing darts all over the field. They got the running game. They got everything clicking with Jefferson, and then Addison's been just having an awesome season.
And then last week, Jalen Naylor popped up. I was like, where were you? Like, it's just they're loaded. They're
loaded. They're loaded. Not to say that Detroit's not, because Detroit is absolutely loaded on offense too. I love the way Ben Johnson calls the offense. I love the freaky little things he does. The little hook and ladders.
Excuse me?
Freaky little things he does.
It has to do with beads, Randy. I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has to do with a few beats, yeah. But the hook and ladders he runs, all these different weird plays. I love the guy. I love the way he thinks out of the box. But when you look at the defense, I'm with Keon. I don't see that the Lions are going to be able to stop the Vikings at all. And I think the Vikings can stop the Lions on a couple drives. So I'm going to take the Vikings because I believe they're my new team going to the Super Bowl. I'm taking the Vikings.
All right. I'm taking the Lions.
Good.
Ringless Joe says, don't doubt the Lions. They play complementary football, and that offense is good enough to keep up. Add a Kirby Joseph pick for some good measure. Listen, everything we've just said, I've made my point already. I don't think I need to go into it any deeper. But I feel like it's just going to be an absolute shootout. Defense will seem optional on either side. And listen, Sam Darnold is not perfect. He will make mistakes as much as anybody else. So, when it comes down to this, I'm just going to stick with the Lions. There's no reason for me to change that. I've picked them, I believe, every single time this year. Keon?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Vikings. I know that Sam Darnold does make mistakes. He's not a perfect player, but a guy that's thrown 35 touchdowns to 12 interceptions ain't making that many mistakes. So he's taken care of the football. Ringless Joe said the Lions play complementary football. So do the Vikings. They're so close to being equal in a lot of ways. I take the healthier team.
Randy? Did I get your?
No, and I'm kind of going with what you said, Jeffrey. This is in Detroit. This is a gritty team. They've seemed to find out a way to get it done all year long, even with all the injuries. And this is a meaningful game. And if they're going to win meaningful games going forward in the playoffs, I think it starts here. I'm going to take the Lions, but it would not surprise me. This is one of those pick 'em deals you guys are always talking about. The betting. There should be no line on this. It's just pick one team and go with it. And I'm picking the Lions.
All right. 888-368-1580. Let me get caught up here on the text line here. Ringless Joe says, also Vikings struggle against man defense, which Detroit excels at. With who? I mean, everybody's hurt, right? Shooter McGavin.
I said that's the issue.
Shooter McGavin says, if the Steelers lose and the Chargers win, the Chargers would play Houston instead of Baltimore. So depends on the Steelers game, really. Baker's Cocky Hen says, Jeffrey, it's easy. Harbaugh wears khakis. Urban Meyer wears co-eds. Oh, that's right. Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Nice. Write that down.
Mm-hmm.
Look, against the spreads here. He says, hey, hope you gentlemen had a great year. I have a pick for you guys tonight, so stand by for that. Thank you, sir. We'll be looking for that. Whistling Gerbil says, Chargers playing for seeding.
Let's see. You take a look at where the Chargers are, 10-6. I mean, I guess if the Steelers were to lose, the Chargers would move up a spot and go to Houston instead of Baltimore, which I think helps.
Yeah. Whistling Gerbil says, by the way, was accidentally down the dial. That place is awful. Yeah. Counseling is available for you. T-licious, we're not there yet. I keep telling you, we're just not there yet. So I got to keep marking you unread. You are unread for now. Against the spread, I'm going to read your pick a little bit later because we're still doing these picks right here. But I will absolutely get yours. His is college football betting related, so we'll definitely be paying attention to that. So, all right, let's see. We've got 4 more picks to do. I don't know. Is there any other important games that is not one of our games? You know what I'm saying? I don't think there is. I mean,
I wouldn't say it's important in the sense that the game will be good.
Yeah.
But, the Tampa Bay Atlanta games matter because one of those teams is in the playoffs and one of those teams is out.
Yeah. Well, I'm not worried about Tampa because Tampa, their only problem is they haven't beaten a team over 500 so far yet this year, period. And
the Saints
are so below that. No problem. No problem. But I got Tampa Bay on that one easy. I mean, everybody does, right?
Yeah.
That's not even worth watching. Broncos versus Chiefs. Chiefs are going to lose because Broncos are playing everybody. Chiefs are playing nobody. I don't even know why they're having the game. Does anybody think otherwise that the Broncos are going to?
I think the Broncos are going to win. I'm just saying you got a rookie quarterback in a game that's must win, and teams have crapped the bed in a situation exactly like this before.
Sure.
So I'll keep an eye out for that one. That's not what I'm going to be.
I'll be impressed
watching
if KC beats Denver with nobody. You know what I mean? That'll just tell you how deep they are.
Who's the quarterback
for Kansas City?
Carson Wentz.
That's right.
Carson Wentz.
Ex-Colt. Carson Wentz. Yeah.
No. He's ex-Commando.
Ex-Colt.
Ex-Ram. We're just going to keep passing him along.
Out your mouth.
No, he didn't play for us last. He played for LA. No.
Yeah, he's a Los Angeles Ram.
Do not claim him. Always be an Eagle.
He'll always be a Colt to me.
Make me vomit. Let's see. We don't care about Titans and Texans. Nobody cares.
Oh, my God, no.
Eagles and Giants, nobody cares about. Although the Eagles, I've got my check mark by them, but Hurts ain't playing. Nobody. Who's their backup quarterback? I mean, I don't know. This might be
Kenny Pickett.
That's a Drew Lockett game. Now, Drew Lockett's going to have a game. 2 in a row.
I might have to call that one for Giants, actually.
Small hands Pickett would be the.
Yeah, I'm going to think about that one.
Rock to neighbors.
Let's see. The Buffalo will just obliterate the Patriots, right? There's no doubt in anyone's mind. I mean, Josh Allen's probably playing in that.
Josh Allen and the Bills said they might play a series or 2. I don't know.
That's right. Yeah, he's starting it, but somebody else.
Yeah, so there's a decent chance that
he'll be suited up. So if they get any issue out of Zappy and the Patriots or whoever is on there now, who's on there now? Is it Zappy?
I think they've gone to Joe Montana in New England now.
Joe Montana, if they have any trouble,
it's Drake May.
He can always walk back out there.
I mean, New England doesn't want to win, I wouldn't think, right? Or destroy your draft.
Yeah, if all New England has to do is keep losing like they've been doing, and that pick is theirs.
Yeah, I mean, why would this game? Oh my gosh!
But you can't tell the players that, and if they're playing against second string Bills players, they might.
I mean, Drake May could have a game.
Yeah, he's shown enough.
No, seriously, I think Buffalo's a bad pick in this game. You got to take New England.
Sometimes it's hard. It's just hard to even reconcile that thought.
Yeah.
Well, when you take your pills, it is.
It gets hard then.
So the other game, Panthers hosting the Falcons. The Panthers have moments, don't they? They do have their moments, and Kirk Cousins ain't playing.
No,
but I like Penix. He looks good. He did a good
job. They didn't bench Cousins to preserve him for the postseason.
Oh, no.
He just got the hook. So Penix looked good against Washington.
I thought he did.
And against New York even he looked pretty solid. So, going up against Carolina, who has a defense that doesn't really stop a whole lot. Sure, has Carolina played better as of late? Yeah. Are they better than Atlanta? No, not really.
As long as they don't look at the scoreboard, the game will mean something to them.
Oh, I forgot to talk about this one. Miami Dolphins playing the Jets. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is playing.
No, he has to play.
Tua's
No.
not playing.
Mm-mm.
Tyler Huntley, I believe, is playing, but they are going to try to get Waddle in there. It's obvious Miami's going to just take care of business there without any kind of issue, don't you think?
Snoop Huntley was not good when he played earlier in the year.
I'm talking about the Jets, man.
I will pick Miami, but I'm not going to say without issue. They did not look good against bad teams this year with Snoop Huntley in their quarterback. Just
did you say Soup Huntley?
Snoop.
Oh,
is that the Dolphin backup?
Yeah.
Why?
That's his nickname. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he had like a Pop Warner coach that said he looked like Snoop Dogg, so that's just been a nickname that's hung around. And apparently, the Dolphins have taken it.
Well, I'll be glad
calling
when
him
he's
that.
just not even mentioned again.
Who's the Jets backup?
Let's see
I think
here.
it's Keon.
I mean,
Keon
you couldn't
is the
do
Jets backup.
you couldn't do worse. Backup Tyrod Taylor.
Oh,
I like
Tyrod.
Tyrod the God Taylor.
I like him.
Yeah.
This is a strange matchup.
And
isn't it?
Tyrod has like a way of sometimes just popping up into games and just having randomly large performances. I'm still going to take the Dolphins because the Dolphins are still kind of hoping that they make the playoffs. That's
Yeah.
but
Well, I got Dolphins.
I don't feel great about it.
Who do you got, Ralph?
I want to take the Jets.
Of course.
No, I mean because
You're just doing desperation anti picks against me right now.
I'm looking at this as preseason, and then what happens in the preseason? Everything that you don't think should happen happens, right? That's these teams. A lot of these teams have cashed out. They're done. I mean,
This is going to feel like a very close game. This feels like a preseason game.
if you're on the Jets right now, you're playing for your job next year, right? I mean, that's what these guys are doing. So I think they'll give more than Miami. I'm just gonna take the Jets. I think, I like Tyrod Taylor a lot. I think he could have a good game. I'm not a big fan of Snoop. So we'll see. I'm taking the Jets.
Yeah.
I think you just have to look at it differently. I'm not looking at it just to be the opposite of you, which of course in life I want to be opposite of you in everything. We've talked about this.
Yeah, I'm
But
over
this
here
is
succeeding.
But this is
and,
different. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm 10 picks ahead of you. But okay, fine. We're going to take a break. We come back, then we will pick our own games because all of our teams are playing. Well, we should probably include Ralph's in the meaningless column, though.
You have to.
Yeah, it is me. We'll get back. We'll do it when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Terms and conditions apply.
You okay?
I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize.
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage team.
In most countries of the world, Porte means door. United Porte Custom Doors, located in the Scottsdale Airport Design District, is now open with over 40,000 European doors, all in stock, ready for delivery, and at wholesale prices. Designers, contractors, builders, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Porte, Porte. Stop by to see and feel the quality at United Porte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right. Baker's Cocky Hen says Snoop Huntley is using Ricky Williams' old locker there in Miami. Ringless Joe says Lions get Anzalone back for the game, too. Him and Za'Darius are going to rev up those sack numbers on Sunday. Sometimes it's less about talent, more about attitude and effort. And those backup guys have the determination to keep up with more talented players. It's about finishing with effort, and those guys have it in spades. Well, listen, Ringless Show, yeah, there's some truth to what you're saying, but you're also carrying a big old bag of Homer with you, so we'll take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
You don't
I'm
have
on
to
your
sell
side.
us on it. I mean,
All right, let's get to these picks. I'm going to start with Randy's team, the Arizona Cardinals. T-Licious says, can't wait for the Niners to kick the Cards' ass on Sunday. Hashtag Dobbs Revenge.
Okay.
This is the most delusional text I think I've seen this week.
It's
Yeah,
it's
well,
been
I
a
mean,
long time.
49er fans generally are a bit delusional, but hey,
I
can't
mean,
blame 'em.
it's
They're
the
just rooting for their
Cardinals.
team. Yeah.
It's the 49ers.
Yeah.
There'll be no asses kicked. It's just there's going to be a game.
Wait, what?
There might be a score. There might
What?
be. I
Hang
can't
on.
guarantee there's going to be a score. There's
They-
something might happen.
Cardinals are going to win going away in this game.
It's not your turn, Randy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I didn't ask you.
Okay.
Got to go to the hater first.
I
Got to go
will-
to the hater.
I will. Oh,
So
I'm sorry.
Keon, go ahead, Keon.
Yeah, Keon, how do you see this game playing?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Cardinals. I think that on the Arizona side of things, everybody has to know their job is up for evaluation right now.
Yeah.
Not the least of which is the quarterback, who also
Finally.
has some incentives to play for as well. So might as well scrape up all the extra money you can get while you're out there. I believe if he gets another rushing touchdown, he'll have a nice incentive there for him. But yeah, I think that the Cardinals are looking at this roster and going, okay, we've got some talented guys. They're very young. We've got some guys for the future, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But what are we going to do moving forward on the offensive side of the ball? I think everybody is going to have to be playing for their jobs in this one. And then on the Niners side, I think Kyle Shanahan sat down and talked about like 13 different guys who were injured this week too. They're just not healthy. And I don't think that Josh Dobbs is doing anything against this defense. I'm going to take the Cards.
How about you, Ralph?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Murray needs 50 rushing yards and 1 touchdown for $750,000. That's crazy. I think he's going to go get that. I like the Cardinals. I don't see how they lose to that very injured. And I'm with Keon. They're so injured. This game means nothing at that point to them. The Cardinals are playing. A lot of them are playing for their jobs. You have to take the Cardinals in a snooze fest. I'll take the Cardinals.
Yeah, I got the Cardinals too, but the big question is, does Randy White?
I always have the Cardinals. Every game I
Randy,
pick the
Randy,
Cardinals.
could you just?
Wait,
I was just
sorry.
trying to be
I'll just back off.
dramatic.
Sorry.
Trying to be dramatic. Trying to give you a
Uh-huh.
set. Maybe he
Uh-huh.
will. Maybe he won't.
Uh-huh.
I'm just trying to.
I'm sorry.
Because everybody knows you're gonna. I just.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just forget the whole thing. Just forget
All
the
right.
whole thing.
All right, I will. Cardinals win big, 87-6.
Why such a low score?
Oh, it's the last game of the season. They
Oh,
don't want
yeah.
to really, they don't want to overextend themselves.
Sure.
All these guys have flights to Cabo later on in the day, and so they've got to make sure that they're all refreshed to go on vacation.
Get their
They had their fake tans going on there. Getting
Oh,
ready.
no
Yeah.
fake tans. No fake. No, they'll be on the beach.
Well,
Absolutely.
you want a pre-tan. You don't want to show up pale. That's why you fake tan first.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
see.
Look
Yes.
at Ralph. He's all fake tanned up, ready to go.
Well, yeah. Well, Ralph's got that spray on tan, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Mhm.
Yeah. So the Cardinals same way. That's why it'll be a low scoring affair, and the Cardinals will win
All right. It's unanimous.
enormously. Yeah.
You have unanimous support this week, Randy.
First time
Hey,
ever.
Yeah.
I feel good about that, guys. Thanks. Ha
I didn't do it for you.
So the Los
Thanks.
Angeles Rams of Anaheim, is that
Yeah.
what they're called?
No,
That's
it's
one
just
of Ralph's
Los Angeles
teams.
Rams.
No. Well, the Rams at home against the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons. Let's see here. I'm having a hard time seeing the Seahawks. Are they in the playoffs?
Wow.
I can't see the. No, are they?
They
trying-
aren't.
I can't-
They're genuine. Oh my
They were
god.
See that
eliminated
picture of a
last
dick right there? Yeah.
It's a Seahawks logo, so yeah. So they're not in the playoffs.
No, they are not.
Are they mathematically eliminated?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hmm
well, like all
Really?
our teams except
You're
for
really talking
yours.
with a Colt jersey behind you? I can't even believe that.
I do what I want.
I mean, it's just
care.
crazy.
I know my own problems. I am not delusional like you.
I'm not delusional. I said they'd win 10 games this year, and I stick to it.
So you think they're going to win this game
I
because
do.
this is what they have to do to get 10 games.
I know.
I mean, it would help me a lot.
I could do that.
I disagree. I got the Rams
you're a
winning
hater.
this game at home at SoFi Stadium. I don't even know who's playing. I'm just picking the Rams. So Keon is Matthew a staph infection? Is he playing?
No.
Who's playing for the Rams?
Garoppolo.
Oh, you're dead.
Mhm.
Oh, it's over.
The most handsome quarterback in the league.
Mm.
Well, he's glad you noticed.
He is handsome. Come on. He's a guy you put on a poster, in the
That-
bathing suit on the beach.
Like
You've got a poster of Garoppolo
like a
with
cologne ad.
Yeah, he's that guy, right? He looks like a
Jeffrey, that
model.
Explains the thing with the beads.
Yeah, it does,
we
the
talked
beads.
about it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, the beads are out by that point.
there were two different strands of beads
Mhm.
there for him.
Yeah.
Explains a lot to me now.
Wow.
Well, I'm taking the Rams. Ralph's taking the Seahawks. You don't even care, do you, Randy? About this. This is like the
No, I
least
don't.
game you care about.
Give a rip about this.
Seahawks
game.
big.
I mean, Ralph's going to win either way, whether the Seahawks win or the Rams.
I know
They're
because he's
both
got
his
all these teams. Yeah,
Yeah. So
Well, wait a second.
Mm.
That's not true.
it's absolutely true. You've been on this show with a Rams jersey,
Look.
going, "Hey, they're
Look, the Seahawks are going to win this game big. Gino's going to make an extra $6 million in this game. It's a big deal for him.
okay.
The defense will be all over Garoppolo.
Uh-huh.
And then once the playoffs start, I absolutely will be pulling for the Rams.
See,
I
Pull
would,
for
I, would
winning
be, I would
teams.
be embarrassed to say that, but that's fine. That's fine.
All right, let's
Um,
go to Keon. Go ahead. Tell us what you think about this.
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks because they're trying and the Rams aren't.
Right.
The Rams are in the playoffs. There are some teams seeding matters to them. Doesn't really seem to matter to McVay. I don't think that he cares who they play. He just wants to make sure that everybody is healthy when they play them. And your quarterback is up there in age. I know that I just saw Nakua wound up being listed as doubtful after having no injury that anybody heard of prior to today. So I think the Rams will not be playing anybody important. The Seahawks will be because I think it does mean something to them to have their coach come out and win 10 games in his first year. I'll
Big
take
deal.
the Seahawks.
All right. So everybody's picked. So let's move on. Let's do the Colts one real quick because nobody gives a damn. I got the Colts just because it's the Jaguars. Anybody else got the Jaguars here?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, go. Just do it.
Well, I mean, because
Just
they
pick
beat them
'em.
all the time. I mean, it's like their kryptonite.
I don't know.
This is different. Nobody.
I know this is different because nobody's healthy. Who's quarterbacking for the Colts? If it's a
Flacco.
Yeah, I'll take the Colts.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
And then that we're going to let you down. Watch it. Watch what happens.
Of
They
course.
always do.
Hurry, we're not out of time, Keon.
I'll take the Colts as well. You got
Randy?
two miserable teams to take the home team.
Colts, Blue
Yep.
Horseshoes.
All right. So let's get now to Dallas Cowboys. Is it Cooper Rush hosting the Washington Commandos, who want to win this game? And they will win this game. Everybody agrees. right?
Commandos.
Yeah,
The
this
Commanders,
is
yeah.
just going to be this is going to be a great day for Keon. I mean, this has been a great week for Keon because Texas beats ASU in the bowl game. that now the final game of the season, his Washington Commandos get to destroy Dallas. This has got to feel good, man.
Yeah. Also, there'll be a 12-win football team for the first time since I was 1 year old. So, I'll just take that as a good thing, just all unto itself.
Yeah.
91.
Yeah. There's the only real question is Mike McCarthy leaving on his own feet, or is he going head first out the glass front doors of the Jerry World?
I think he'll be on the buffet table when it exits the building.
Watch him stay there.
Yeah.
Beef.
Well, I think that it's a kind of Jerry Jones thing to try to keep him, but I wonder if he's trying to find his own way out. I just got this inkling that he's talking to people behind the scenes, even though you're not supposed to. That's my guess. Against the spread has his pick for tonight. So pay attention. It's about the college football, or is it football? Or is he? Yeah. He says, here's my pick for tonight. VTech has been gutted by the portal. Minnesota has their starting quarterback going, and PJ Fleck wins and covers bowl games. The line hasn't shifted enough towards the Gophers, and this is your last chance to bet against the worst conference in America, the ACC. Minnesota -9 is my play. There you go.
I like it. I do like it.
Thank you.
If I didn't already make the bet, I would have made the bet.
Bullseye says, by the way, I was joking about being a virgin. We figured, Bullseye. He goes, wow. I got 9 kids, remember? My wife and I are trying for baby 10. Lord help me. Yeah, you just went from virgin joke to clown car joke. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not. What's this? Big George. Okay, I have no idea what's going on here. What are you sending me here? He says he asked AI to generate a picture of Jeffrey O'Brien, Keon Rose, Randy White, and Ralph for the Daily Blender, and he just sent me just a bunch of old guys. Right?
Yeah, it doesn't know what we look like. It's just going to make up 4 dudes.
And then another one where the guy who plays Keon is sort of cross-eyed.
Wow.
Randy looks like Craig Fooey back there.
Craig Fooey. Yes. What an honor.
This is weird. Yeah, he explained the input and all that stuff, but yeah, he says I said for Ralph, a scraggly looking 57-year-old Italian white male.
Wow.
Who looks like Mario. Oh, that makes sense. Randy White, good looking 60-year-old man with gray hair, the input and all that stuff. But
why do I hear me?
Yeah, he says I said for Ralph, a scraggly looking 57-year-old Italian white male.
Interesting.
Wow.
Who looks like Mario.
Thanks for saying that twice.
Who's
wow.
Did you replay that? Who did that?
It wasn't me.
It's not coming out of this building.
I think we should be at break by now, shouldn't we?
We're close.
What is going on?
We're like a minute out.
Who's screwing around with the audio?
Nobody.
How did that end up even
wow.
there?
That's scary. That's weird.
I don't know. Scared me half to death because I was like,
I think it's Ralph.
What do I have on? And then
he lived in a haunted house.
That's true. Ralph.
That's true.
I think it's Ralph.
How could I have done it?
I don't know. You play with the buttons and stuff. I don't know.
Your buttons, yeah. But
you keep your hand off my buttons.
Somebody has to turn them.
You're not wrong. That was weird. That was very strange.
Strange.
Ringless Joe says, I'm definitely a homer, but I've noticed that teams where each man finishes with effort and determination for the next man on the team, it's those teams develop a winning culture. No, we got it, man. We got it.
It's just
we know there's a lot of heart.
You're assuming the other 14-win football team doesn't have that, and that's weird to me. That's all.
Pickle D says, I'll change my guess to 71.4%. Okay, that must be a beat the book thing, but I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
It might be AI taking over the station. You're right, George. Could be.
Could be. Yeah.
All right. That's the second hour. Coming up next, the third hour. That's the way math works. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Sports bettors, we've all been there. You have a live bet lined up. You check the odds one more time, place the bet only to see the bet delayed by the spinny wheel, line move, and your bet rejected. My name's Alex Kane, and I'm the founder and CEO of SportTrade. Arizona's newest sports betting app. At the core of the Sporttrade offering is our probability-based odds. In other words, the Cardinals may be offered at 55% odds to win, a lot simpler than minus 125. Place your bet at 55% odds, and as your win probability changes, so does the value of your bet, giving you the ability to cash out with total control. And the best part, no spinning wheels. Live bets on Sporttrade are instantly accepted. Download Sporttrade on your iPhone today and use code 1580 to earn 10% cash back on every bet in your first week. Terms apply.
Sporttrade is regulated by the Arizona Department of Gaming. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice, but now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to HIMSS.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy.
In most countries of the world, Porte means door. United Porte Custom Doors, located in the Scottsdale Airport Design District, is now open with over 40,000 European doors, all in stock, ready for delivery, and at wholesale prices. Designers, contractors, builders, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Porte, Porte. Stop by to see and feel the quality at United Porte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
You okay?
I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize.
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
They're gonna go nuts when he hits this thing.
It went in. The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2025 WM Phoenix Open February 3rd through the 9th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com. WMPhoenixOpen.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us. Got you guys on the text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I think Ralph is always just surprised whenever I introduce him that my voice sounds like, hey, it's Ralph, and it's not. Well, we got Ralph from Harmon Solar.
I do think about that, actually. I'm always curious to see what you're going to say because I just never know.
Yeah, the listeners come up with their own stuff. I don't need to help. So, you know what? Earlier we were talking about ASU and stuff.
Yes.
But there was one part that I didn't get a chance to mention. Hey, Keon, who the hell is this Richard Cheese? Do you know who Richard Cheese is? Or Dick? Oh, wait, I get it now.
Yeah.
That might not be a real site, but here's what it says.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think-
It just occurred to me. Might not be real, but it says Oregon offered $5 million for ASU starting quarterback Sam Levitt. ASU's head coach Kenny Dillingham was reportedly a big fan of Levitt's while he was the OC at Oregon, but Dan Lanning didn't let Dillingham offer Levitt a scholarship. The West Linn, Oregon native now has a big decision to make. Is there any truth to this, or is this Richard Cheese? Well, now I've worked out the name. Just it's fake, right? That's not real. Yeah, you be careful when you see stuff on the Twitters.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about that prior to this.
That kind of stuff does happen.
That stuff happened. Like, it sounds realistic enough. Like, I don't know why you'd make that up. It just seems like if it happened, it would be kind of interesting. And if it didn't happen, then
I don't think there's any way that Sam Levitt is going anywhere. He's going to stay at ASU.
You don't know, man.
And
You don't know.
I mean, I get there's the new money out there, and anything's possible. But I feel after this season, and after what this team experienced this season, when everybody thought they were going to turn out to be a last place team, their first season in Big 12 football, and then to do the kind of things that they did, and to win and end up in the first ever, the inaugural playoff format. I would find it hard to believe that Sam Levitt would go anywhere,
except for ASU has been a Cam Skadbu team, right?
Well,
And so Levitt might be sitting there going, "I want to play in a different sort of machinery." And Oregon might fit me better. And look, $5 million.
I mean, I don't know that any of that changes anything. I mean, you're a team that was just on TV while the other team was getting sent home. You're fine. And I think that when you're a quarterback, if your goal is to make it to the NFL, you're trying to find these coaches that are really good at developing that position. And I think that you look at the history of Kenny Dillingham, at least as an offensive coordinator, he's done that.
Who has he done that for in the past?
Bo Nix.
Okay.
So that's like your big one there. He's really young. Like, Bo Nix is the big one, because he was an offensive coordinator for both Bo Nix teams, Auburn and Oregon. But like, when you look at the offenses that Kenny Dillingham designs, they're crazy. You get to do the kinds of things that I think work to Sam Levitt's strengths. That's not the kind of guy
Oregon, right?
you leave, really.
Yes, he is.
I mean, there's got to be some value to that. He's from Oregon. He probably watched them growing up. Maybe he was a fan of theirs growing up. This college football is different now, right? Just because a team is good, just because ASU had a good team this year, doesn't mean they're going to be good next year. We know that everything changes so rapidly now.
Oh, of course,
it does. But I still have yet to see a player leave a team that was in a playoff game and go to another school. I've seen guys go to the NFL.
Playoff team to playoff team. I mean, I can see that happening. If they give him enough money and it's a home thing for him, it's possible.
Yeah, you would rather leave the playoff team you nearly won a game in and go to the playoff team that got boat raced?
But there's a pile of reasons.
I don't look at
just one.
I don't look at ASU next year and go, "Wow, I think they're going to be back in the playoffs." I'm with Skadbu gone. I mean, that was their offense.
I'm like, do you want to play in the NFL or not? That's the thing.
Well, Oregon's not a bad place to be.
It's not a bad place to be, but Dylan Gabriel's not. Where's he going?
Well, Dylan Gabriel's not an NFL prospect.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
So why not bring Sam Levitt, who thinks he is?
It makes sense for Oregon to reach out. I don't know why it makes sense for Sam, who's working with the guy who got
5 million reasons.
5 million reasons plus his family,
which is why I say, do you want to be in the NFL or not? Because they pay you more than $5 million in the NFL.
Not the first few years.
So sure. But if you're in, you're in.
Bird in the hand.
Which is more important to you, $5 million today, or if you're really, and Sam Levitt, the guy who said, "I'm the best quarterback in this game," it turns out he wasn't right about that.
Yeah,
but the guy who said that, is that the person who doesn't think he can make it to the NFL?
Even your guy over in Texas, I heard, was getting an offer to go somewhere else.
Yeah, and he didn't go anywhere.
Like doesn't he have an offer? Is he a senior?
Ewers?
Yeah, he's a junior, isn't he?
I believe Ewers is
I think he's done.
Yeah, Ewers is done. Ewers is going to the NFL.
He's done.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Because
what round do you think?
He's a late round.
That's a second rounder to me. That's like a mid-second.
You think he's gonna go that high?
Yeah, I if in a league where everybody needs quarterback, like Will Levis went in the second round, like that. Yeah,
that's scary.
So let's go to the text line. Big George says Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks can back off. Sam Levitt Furniture is our quarterback.
Levitt. It's Levitt. Levitz.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. Teal says, "Suck it, Ralph. Go Devils." Rattlers fan says, "So Richard Cheese, by the way, is a lounge band, been around 15 years, that take rap, rock, country songs, turn into lounge music. Give it a listen." Yeah. And congratulations, Ralph, on your fantasy championship.
Thank you.
Ringless Joe just doesn't read the room and says, so Frank Vogel obviously wasn't the Suns' problem because they got rid of him and got even worse. When will the Suns move on from the horrendous Durant purchase?
Well, I would argue, A, Durant's not the problem. B, I don't know that Budenholzer's worse than Vogel. The reason why Vogel's gone is not for his coaching. He's actually gone because all of the players hated him. I'm not even making it up. When you read all the reports,
I believe it.
They all hated him. They thought his offense was dumb. They were not listening to him by the end of his time there. When you listen to the interviews now with Budenholzer, things are bad and they are struggling. But the players are like, no, we're working through this. Like, they clearly like this coach better than the coach they just had.
I don't know. They thought Vogel smelled like processed cheese.
I was looking
problem.
at the division standings.
I
this
remember
morning,
that.
and, they're in fourth. The Lakers are in first, and they're in fourth. So
see, it's all upside down.
I haven't seen anything about this Levitt thing because it wouldn't make any sense. Like, if Oregon goes, oh, here's $5 million, all Kenny Dillingham would have to do is be like, hey, let's see what our NIL collective could do. Let's see if we can,
hasn't
if we
been
can get
great
you.
at that though, have they?
With under Dillingham?
Yeah. Has he been?
How do you think this team got here?
Yell at me.
I'm trying to understand the nature of this question.
ASU in the past has not really been great dealing with the NIL money, and I didn't know if they had upped their game. They had other people coming to the table.
Honestly, that's the biggest reason that I was excited about them getting Kenny Dillingham. Is because he understands how it works. He's very aggressive with how it works. He makes sure when they win to drop it in press conferences, like, hey, if you liked this, you can donate to this. You can make sure this thing keeps going. He's a great fundraiser and he's a great recruiter. That guy doesn't just lose these kinds of battles because Dan Lanning said so.
So now I picture him with a phone in one hand, one of those old style calculators where you just like this, and he's got the little green hat, little green tennis hat. And he's sitting there with a pipe, and he's working the money and the recruiting.
I don't know that he Dillingham is a pipe guy. I would think I'd take him more for like a Marlboro guy.
No. I can see him with an old style, sort of smoking classy pipe.
You think so? A classic pipe?
Unlit. I don't think he'd smoke it.
That's true.
Yeah, on a program like Oregon can get more NIL money than a program like ASU. Is that true? I mean, are they back better to where they could do that? These bigger programs?
Or Oregon can do that, but like ASU, I don't think you can act like ASU is like this tiny little school. They're not.
I just don't think of them as one of the power top teams. That's all. So that's what I'm saying.
They're not, but that's the goal is to try and get there. Like the Big 12 is a conference where that position is a void. If you climb to the top of the Big 12 and run that for a few years, that'll be you. That's what Oregon did in the past.
Can they run it for a few years? Again, you just lost Scadaboo. The team's going to look different. I know you said that they found a nice recruit who's a good running back
Kanye Udo.
From Army,
but also like I think you're also kind of underestimating that Kenny Dillingham built the team around Cam Scadaboo because he had Cam Scadaboo. He's not a coach that's just like, oh, we lose a player, so now I don't know what to do. He builds his offense to what's there. Scadaboo's what's there. And we saw Levitt mature throughout the season. I think that you start to build a little bit more around the quarterback next year and try and get some more weapons for Levitt, and the recruiting shows that.
Well, that, and also I think this team has fallen in love with Kenny Dillingham. This is a team that was put together by Kenny Dillingham. This is a team that has won together, lost together, and I think they would run through fire for Kenny Dillingham. They're a good display of Kenny Dillingham's passion for the game, passion for the school. And passion for winning, and I look. Cam Scadaboo was an enormous part, an integral part of this offense, but it doesn't kill ASU that he is leaving. I can see Kenny Dillingham right now in the lab, kind of working his magic, and the team is going to buy whatever he puts out there. Yeah, they're going to.
He's as far as like offensive coaches go, he's one of the mad scientists of college football. And that's a tough conversation to enter, but he's up there. And
I enjoyed the fake punt.
Yeah, and like
I was like, whoa, you got to be kidding me.
And the fake punt, the Cam Scadaboo, as the
halfback pass,
where it's a direct snap to him and then he throws it. Like you find different ways to keep your offense from falling into a rut when they're struggling. he was able to do that, and the play calling is a big part of the reason they were in that game in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, okay. So we're just going to assume that was not a real information tweet. And I knew that kind of going in when I told you about it. So there's another tweet that I'm not sure it's real, and I might need some help with this. I was reading this story about Antonio Brown, and he did tweet out a racial slur against a Chinese player over at Notre Dame, and said, I'm not even going to repeat it, not going to even come close to it, but he says, blank of the day, he says, a legend, blah, blah, blah. He says, I got an NIL deal for this kid. And it's just like, oh my God. The slur was just like, what the hell, Antonio Brown? And so I read this story about it, and it was, it's kind of repulsive. I'm like, what is going on with this guy? I mean, we know he's got the CTE and stuff, but just sort of odd to, just a racial slur. What the hell? And so then he was talking about Charles Du. He was the Chinese player who's on Notre Dame, who has his name on his nameplate in Chinese symbols, which I'm sure the referees were like, don't call any fouls on him. Because, well, can we read his number? Yeah, we're good. Okay, yeah, holding. But anyway, so his name was Charles Du. And then I see this tweet from Charles Du later on in the day. It says, excited to announce I've signed an NIL deal with CTESPN, which is Antonio Brown's thing. He says, New York Post has it wrong. Spoiled? No way. I don't know what that's about. But he says, Antonio Brown's daily award is a sign of love and respect. CTESPN is the most trusted source in all sports. Now, I looked at this kid and his Twitter, and I thought, well, not a whole lot of followers. Maybe this is a fake account. So I don't know if I'm reading somebody just went and made a burner account to pretend to be Charles Du, or if this is actually real. I would caution him, you may not get paid. Antonio Brown stiffed an entire indoor football team and caused them to go into bankruptcy and collapse.
And a good team, a team that was good before he bought the team and then didn't pay anybody.
And you're going to let him call you a racial slur, and then, you hope that he's actually going to, I don't know if that check's going to clear is all I'm saying. But the fact I can't even allude to the word, it's basically the N word for Chinese is, what I'm saying? So I'm going to leave that alone. Going to leave it there. But so can we figure, is this real? Did he really sell himself out for some promised money from Antonio Brown, or is that a fake Twitter account?
I have no way of knowing that. I'm trying to look it up, but everything just kind of links back to the New York Post story about it. I don't know. I don't know.
You hope it is. Is this true? Now, I don't know if this is true. I don't know what to believe. Chosen One says, breaking news, the Heat have suspended Jimmy Butler 7 games for his nonsense and trade requests. I don't think they can suspend you for trade requests. What was the nonsense? Is he even pulling
the
drama?
He did request a trade. He had a list of teams he wanted to go to. Pat Riley basically had a little press conference about it and said no, just so that everybody understands where we stand on that. I don't know how much I believe Pat Riley, but either way, Pat Riley was like, I want this to be the end of it, but it's Jimmy Butler, so it's not the end of it, because Jimmy was talking about how his list is no longer a list. He'll just play anywhere else. He'd just rather play anywhere else than Miami.
And that's a true story. He's been suspended.
Yeah, that is true then. Okay, because I haven't seen it show up on the main site.
7 games.
Conduct detrimental to the team.
Pat Riley don't mess around, does he?
He's going to be traded.
No, he does not.
Pat Riley coached John Starks. I don't think Jimmy Butler is anything to him.
Yeah,
as far as
they're going to trade him.
They probably will.
Yeah, he's probably done.
But I'm sure that Pat Riley is like, how do I send you to Washington? How do I send you to New Orleans? Someplace that hasn't even won 10 games yet. How do I get you there?
How do I get you to Detroit?
How do I send you to Siberia? Because where are you going to be unhappy to be?
I gotta be honest with you. Even all these years later, Pat Riley's a little scary, isn't he?
Yes.
He's a little bit scary.
Yes. Pat Riley still terrifies me. I see him in the press conference, and he's sitting there and he's got all his rings on, and he crosses his fingers and he just looks directly into the camera. No, he's terrifying. That's no. Would mess Pat Riley any day of the week.
Devil Hawk says, what did Antonio Brown say? Well, I'm not going to say it. You'll have to look that one up. Chosen One says, did you see my previous text? Yeah, I've read all your texts today, man. Well, did I read this one? He was he wanted a recap of what we thought. We picked the Vikings game. Half of us picked the Vikings, half of us picked the Lions. So it was a split decision, Chosen One. So yes, we did do those picks already. Pickle D says, no, I'm not playing the game of what it rhymes with. Not doing it.
Does it rhyme with?
If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
Sit in your innocence. I don't know.
It wasn't great. How about that? Let's just leave it with that. Speaking of not great, the UFL is coming back in March. Hopefully their last season, because that's about as long as these things last. But they're going to do Friday night games. Friday night games in March. Wow. 43 games televised on Fox, FS1, ESPN, ESPN2, ABC. 22 games on Disney. And the 8 teams again. Are they all playing from the same place again too? I don't know.
Still only 8 teams though, huh?
Yeah.
Might want to grow that a little.
This has got to be the end of this, right? I don't know how long the season. I think it's like a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
I mean, if we're sitting here this time next year and that is they still exist, I'll be a little surprised.
Goes from March 25th to June 1st, and the championship is June 14th. I doubt I'll even notice, that it happened. I mean, you're getting into the hot and heavy of NBA right about
that's
then,
NBA
right?
playoffs, championship.
March Madness.
Baseball.
Going into this in the championship for that. Yeah, right. Baseball in spring training. Into
spring training is in March.
Well, I'm talking about. When does it start? This April. What's opening day? April something, right?
Well, the first game is actually in Korea this year. I think. In Japan this year.
Don't tell Antonio Brown.
It's in
usually
March,
around March 30th, somewhere around there.
Dodgers play the Cubs in Japan. I think it's in March, and then right after the week after that, they start the season.
So nobody's going to watch the Uffle. It's going to be the end of it. Thank God.
The Uffle.
Every time since we've been doing this show, every time they bring up this bullcrap spring football, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is gonna be alternative to the NFL. Oh, this would be great." Oh, blah, 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 blah. And I always say the same thing. Nope, ain't gonna make it. And I'm saying the same thing here. Ain't gonna make it. It's just not gonna make it. It's over. And the only reason that this is happening is there's contracts. That's it. Contracts. Right?
I mean, they think they're growing something.
Some of the teams have a fan base.
I didn't say they were. I said they think that.
Very small fan bases, Ralph.
Like the St. Louis team's got a pretty decent sized fan base.
I would contrast that to people who like you.
DC fan base is gone.
Wow.
People that like me, it's a huge fan.
The DC Uffle fan base was just a direct responding to we have to root for the Commanders every week. I'm sorry. We have a good NFL team now. We're done with your Uffle. We're out. It's over.
Who gives a crap?
Wow.
Phoenix doesn't have a team. Doesn't matter. Yeah, you have the DC does.
There's only 8 of them. Almost no one has a team. Yeah.
No, Arizona has one.
No, they don't.
The Cardinals. They could play in the Uffle.
Thanks.
They might as well.
Yeah.
Maybe Murray could be good there.
Hey, Ralph! Congratulations on winning your league this year.
You mean the Premier League?
You don't understand. That's Randy's way of saying "F you, Ralph."
I know, and I take that F you with a
Randy is a kill him with kindness kind of guy. No,
Rattlers fan says UFL. Who cares? March 30th, Rattlers. Who? We got to take a break. When we come back, I don't know what we're talking about. Something. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Brought to you by G-Bank. Earn cashback rewards on every eligible gaming transaction. vsin.com/GBank. Subject to credit approval, terms and conditions apply.
The Kansas City Chiefs continue to remain the betting favorite for Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. The Chiefs at 15-1 will have home field advantage through the AFC playoffs as they attempt to try to win the Super Bowl for the third straight year. No other NFL team has accomplished that feat. The Chiefs are plus 350, while the Detroit Lions, who have a critical game against Minnesota this weekend for the number 1 overall seed, you can get the Lions to win Super Bowl 59 at plus 425. The Buffalo Bills, the second best record in the AFC, at plus 550. The Eagles, who will be the number 2 seed in the NFC playoffs, at plus 600. Baltimore is plus 650. Minnesota plus 800. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings, plus free home delivery with an adjustable base. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Were you uninvited to game night? Do you play board games with the ferocious intensity of an iron-fisted oligarch? Have friends left game night asking, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Right now, during Mattress Firm's semi-annual sale and clearance, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic. Plus, get a $300 instant gift. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
We put you so close to the game, you can almost smell the sweat.
Ooh, awkward.
GCU basketball is live on the Fanatic.
The Grand Canyon men's basketball team's in action, facing Southern Utah Saturday night at 6, live from the Global Credit Union Arena in Phoenix.
Michael Potter and Paul Coro have the call live for GCU basketball on 1580 The Fanatic and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Devil Hawk says, I often ask myself the same question, Mattress Firm. How does Ralph sleep at night?
Very nice.
Very nicely. Thank you.
How do you like your mattress, guys? You like a firm mattress or softer mattress?
I like a firm mattress.
Yeah, I got to have a firm mattress. My back goes out.
I don't own one, but I that's the one I prefer.
You don't own a mattress?
I don't own a firm mattress.
Oh. Well, there's tricks you can use. I mean, you can put a piece of plywood in between your mattresses. That could help. I don't know.
Okay.
Or just sleep on the plywood. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I do need it to be a mattress, though.
Yeah.
So
I love a nice soft mattress. I mean, I had a Sleep Number bed back in the day. I would keep it like 20. I just liked it really soft. And now
We don't have that. That's expensive. And now I got I don't know, some sort of, I got a bed that on one side it's harder than the other. So you flip it over if you want it softer, and then but then it started hurting my back, so I flip it over to the stiffer side. And my wife likes soft, so she's got all these mattress pads on her side. And it's just I probably need one of them sleep number beds. They're like $10,000 now or something, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
When I had them, they were like $1,000 back.
Did you ever have a water bed?
Oh yeah, back in the past, sure.
Back in the past, yeah.
You're Italian. You must still have one.
I know. I did have one growing up, though.
Yeah. Everybody had one growing up.
Remember, did you ever have the issue where the water would get low and then the heater was underneath you and you'd wake up with your back burning?
No, I didn't have a leak. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
The water never got low.
Mine did one time.
You sprung a leak.
Sprung a leak and it wound up burning my back out.
Jeez.
Yeah.
No, that sounds dangerous. No, I've had when I had water beds back in the late 80s. I had good luck. I never had one. I did as a prank. I was roommates with some guys, and they wouldn't help me move. And so what I did, I was moving I had a really nice water bed. And so what I did was I took the water bed apart around the mattress and I rolled it off. I left the filled with waterbed mattress. It's just big bloop in the middle of the floor, and bought a new mattress just because I love the idea that like, what are we supposed to do with this?
That sucks.
That was one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite pranks there. They never forgave me for that. Let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. Bullseye says, oh, Mr. Moneybags over here with a sleep number bed. Aren't those like 20,000 now? Are they really?
No, they're 10 to 12,000 depending on what you put in them.
Did you say you have one?
I had one and I had it for 20 years and I got rid of it. Now I have one of those adjustable beds.
What did it cost you 20 years ago?
$5,000.
Yeah, and I had one 10 years before that. So yeah, it was about $1,000. And everybody's like, well, you're spending $1,000 on a bed? Like, yeah, you spend most of your life in
bed. Don't ever skimp on the bed.
No, man.
That's the one thing you spend a lot of money on.
Yeah. I mean, the mattress we have is pretty cool, but it's not sleep number cool. I want that.
That's what I have. I have the adjustable
Craftmatic
frames.
Adjustable.
Remember the Craftmatic? That's what
I want.
They have the nice adjustables. Now that's what we have. It's really nice.
I think I'd snore less if I was.
That's why I do it, and I don't snore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, not as much.
You gluten-free, non-snoring son of a bitch. All right. Ringless Joe says the Major League Baseball playoff format is an absolute joke. Were we talking?
What?
About that?
Why would you say
Major League Baseball?
And what's wrong with it?
He keeps just giving us these random.
He's going random
left turns on us.
Well,
him
Randy
and
does have a Diamondback hat on.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess that'll do it.
And thanks for sending Corbin Burns. I appreciate that.
You bet.
It's great.
Well, Ringless Joe says, what's the point of playing 100+ games to win a division and lose in a best-of-3 wild card round where you can lose 2 games and now your season is over?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
should it be like the NBA where the majority of the league makes the playoffs? Or I'm not sure what you mean. I mean, at some point you got to start whittling teams down, right? I mean, if you're not winning games and you can't win your division and you end up winning a wild card, it's a best-of-3 series. Used to be just one game. Yeah. I remember when it first started, right, Ralph? Yep. It was just one game.
That's tough.
Yeah.
But to win 2 out of 3, that's fair.
Baseball's a sample size.
I agree. 2 out of 3.
One game is just
that's tough.
Brutal.
You have that one bad game, you're done.
You just have I mean, you have a bad pitching performance, your season's over. Like, that's terrible.
How about you suck it up, Nancy, and win more games and don't get in the wild card round?
Yeah. Wait a second. We couldn't even get to Pickle D says memory foam mattress with memory foam topper, sleeping on a cloud. I don't like memory foam. Like it's like hot. I get too hot in it.
It's very hot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Navy Brad says, I sleep on a water bed. Well, of course you do. You're Navy Brad. But here's the thing I worry about. You got that dog. I mean, does the dog get up on the bed? Because then that's them toenails. You're gonna wake up underwater. Big George says, Ralph, when the Diamondbacks own your Dodgers again in the regular season like last year, we'll see who's chirping. Look forward to seeing you again in the playoffs.
That's funny. You guys hire Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns can't even play against the Dodgers. Just own him. I love that you guys picked him up.
Mm.
Dodgers
Mhm.
absolutely own Corbin Burns, and that's your guy.
I see. Okay.
We didn't have any say in it, Ralph.
I think
No.
Randy had a little.
No, nobody
Yeah,
asked
I
me
know that
anything.
you called somebody.
Nobody asked me, Ralph. That's the way it normally is.
They need to start asking you.
Well,
Yeah, that's
thank
true.
you.
Hey, Keon, the Jets went ahead and finished their interview with Ron Rivera for the head coaching job of the Jets.
Wow.
Oh,
Well,
no.
it depends on what they think their problem is. Because if their problem is just we need a culture built,
Mhm.
Ron's your guy.
Yeah.
Like Ron will make sure that all the grown-ups in the locker room are the people who actually have the voices. And if you're childish or immature,
I am.
you won't be playing for long.
Oh.
Not for him. He's a very serious guy. And I do think that I don't think that the Commanders could be the team they are right now without Ron Rivera changing that franchise from being a joke. But he's not a good coach. Though.
Well, the Jets are a joke.
So that's what I'm saying. Like if you're just hiring Ron Rivera to say, all right, let's become a serious organization, he can do that for you. He can help you with that.
So
He's
the
not
Jets
going to win a lot, though.
also interviewed Mike Vrabel.
That's a good call.
I think he's a
Yeah.
good coach.
I
He's
like
not
Vrabel.
going to. I don't think.
I
he's
don't know
going
if
there.
he didn't seem like a guy who puts up with nonsense. And I feel like there's a lot of nonsense with the Jets. So I don't know if Vrabel is going to want the job, but Jeff Ulbrich, they're giving him the obligatory interview next week. You know,
Yeah, you might as well.
because they have to. And then they went ahead and also interviewed Louis Riddick for the GM job.
Oh,
You
I
like
like
that?
Louis Riddick.
Louis
Yeah.
Riddick's really good. Smart guy. He's worked in multiple front offices before. Sharp. No, I like Riddick. I'd be
knows
interested
how
in
to
seeing.
assess talent.
Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing what team he could put together.
Hmm.
That would be the one smart Jets decision in
Mm-hmm.
10, 15 years.
So they probably won't make it. That's fine. They don't do smart things. Let's just, you know it. I know it. We all know it. Thursday night football, by the way, that whole, hey, we got a primetime night on Amazon. That ended the season at average of 14.23 million viewers. So the viewers showed up. They, those are good numbers for Thursday night football. I mean, they could be better, they could be worse, depending on the game. But yeah, like I said, people already have streaming services. People already have like a handful of them. Sometimes you're dropping some. Sometimes you're just, you may be doing that thing. But listen, people that like football probably already have Netflix, already have Amazon. And I don't know. I mean, maybe this is going to become a thing where everything ends up on the streaming and you're like, oh, great. Now we have to go get all these different things and cobble them together. And we just reinvented cable on TV, on streaming. Boy.
Well, Prime is getting a wild card game too.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
is
I mean,
crazy.
I think, see, here's the thing that's annoying to me. Oh, you know what I did? This year they had one exclusive game on Peacock. So I did that thing where I'm like, all right, I got the Peacock, and I was like, I put a reminder in my phone. Turn it off. Somehow I missed it. So I had Peacock. I was paying for Peacock for like 4 months before I was like, God damn it. Hey, so I paid a lot of money for that game.
That was the Green Bay game in Brazil, wasn't
That's what they're hoping.
I never even knew. I didn't watch anything on Peacock. I mean, what am I going to?
But that's what they're counting on is guys like you.
Yeah. Well, they got me.
And
I
there's-
mean, I
and
don't watch
there's
the
a lot of people
meds
like
and
that.
the police and the fires and the whatevers. I just wanted to see a damn football game, and I can't remember why, but I think it was a good enough game.
It was the
that
Brazil game.
It was.
It was the Packers and who are they playing in Brazil?
I hope it was a good game. I don't
Eagles.
remember.
Packers.
Okay,
Eagles.
that yeah. Well, in that case, yeah, that was.
It was like the
probably
first or second week of the season.
good. No, okay, I stand by that decision. It's just dumbass forgot to cancel it. They're like, oh yeah, if you cancel now, you still have it till January 6th. I'm like, go bleep yourself. I'm not even.
You're not even going to get streaming numbers out of me. Just go away.
Nope. No.
Just take it now.
No metrics. None. Oh man. Did you guys see that commercial that Saquon Barkley made?
Yeah.
No,
That
I
was
haven't.
funny.
I haven't seen it.
The sleep
So-
commercial.
Yeah, it was Unisom, the sleeping over the counter sleeping help commercial, and he's sitting there in the bed, and he's like, "Rockabye baby, awaken your bed," As the thought of 2000 swirls around in your head, it's sure tough to lose sleep over football. Not for me, though. Good night to you all. Well, that was aimed at John Mara, who says, I'm going to have a tough time sleeping if Saquon goes to Philadelphia. I tell you that. Well, it happened. And so that was directed at him. That was well done. And then they had this like little, he says, well, if you have a problem, you could also count sheep. And there's like sheep with Saquon Barkley's face on it going over the thing.
I haven't seen that one yet.
No, that was good. That was fair. I mean,
because what were you thinking? What were you actually thinking?
Right?
Burnt. Big George says, hey, Peacock is pretty good. They got The Office. You know who else does? Streaming somewhere. Rockford Files reruns. All the episodes of Yellowstone.
Paramount has that.
Yeah. And I got their Black Friday deal for $19.99 for the whole year. Well, I paid more than that for one game, so I got you beat.
And also, Big George named at least 2 things that aren't exclusive to Peacock. So
yeah.
It's like, look at what Peacock has.
It to you.
Stuff you can find other places.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Good for you.
Just
so I used to have this reputation.
Jeez.
Jared Verse thought when Sean McVay started he called him like 3 times, and then he found his phone after a nap, and he's like, oh my God, he's tried to call me 3 times. He's like, I'm fired. I am getting fired. He's like, oh my God, what is going on that he's trying to call me this bad? And then he calls her, he's like, yes. And he's like, hey, you made the Pro Bowl. He's like, is that all? Okay, good. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. And then he was all happy about it. So, but yeah,
just scared the bleep out of the poor guy.
Sure. Sean McVay doesn't strike me as a scary coach, you know, like if he's calling you, something bad is going to happen. So
no, I think that tells you about the way Jared Verse was raised.
Who hurt you, Jared Verse? What coach did you have that did that to you?
Yeah.
He was a first round pick from Florida State.
Yeah, and he was awesome this year.
Yeah. Good kid. Amon-Ra St. Brown is see, here's the I don't care for this kind of talk. He's like, I think the NFL should change the rules so a 14 win team isn't on the road. Dude, it's set up the way it's set up. The numbers are the numbers.
I agree with him, though.
But he can state his opinion though. He's not.
I don't think he should do it right now.
He didn't call Roger Goodell and go, look, Raj, we got to get this thing sorted out because what is this?
There's a solution. You go win the game. You go win this game against the Vikings. It's not your problem.
No,
it's their problem.
Add another team to the playoffs.
Yeah, but it's still dumb because you're playing in the most brutal division. Your division is going to put 3 teams in the playoffs, and you're getting punished for it. Essentially,
how often do you think this is going to happen? Not very often. I think that the NFL knows that.
If the Broncos lose on Sunday, it'll literally also happen in the AFC. It almost happened to the NFC East 2 years ago. It happens fairly often ever since they've expanded this thing to 7 teams. Yeah, there's going to be some strong division that has the opportunity to do this.
Who in the AFC has 15 wins as well?
Not 15 wins, but like 3 teams in there, and one of those teams that doesn't win the division is going to be a road team playing a team that's worse than them.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to do then, Q? I mean, Ralph says add a team.
To me, I mean, for me, just the 7 best teams in order.
You know, I'm just a little salty because Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't do crap for me in fantasy football, and I don't want to hear it from him.
You can still do the division winners. I don't want to change that. I'm just saying, once you're in, now we're going to rank you in the order of your record.
You know what this Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to do this week? He's going to have the game of his life. He's going to get like 90 points, and there's no fantasy football happening. I didn't even care about what you guys are talking about.
Like
I'm pissed.
Half of our defense is dead, and we're gonna have to play the game on the road.
I agree with you, but why do we have divisions then? Because for instance, in hockey and in basketball, you don't need divisions anymore. There's no point in it. It doesn't mean anything.
It does mean something in football because you are playing fewer
games.
But
so if you do what you're saying, it's gone.
No, it's not.
It kind of is because
I'm saying winning your division still matters. It still gets you in the playoffs.
It's an automatic bid, but it doesn't mean
it doesn't make you okay. It shouldn't automatically mean that because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 9-7 and they're going to play a 12-win team probably.
Yeah, but I remember when Seattle was
at home.
When Seattle was 7-9, Pete Carroll's first year, they won their division and they played the defending champ Saints and beat them in the first round. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of makes it.
But you got to be the home team as a 7-9 team. See what I'm saying? Like that is not to me. You're getting punished for playing in a worse place.
I understand. I say add an eighth team, and they may have 2 buys. Why do we have 7? Let's make it 8. Have 2 guys with a bye.
I think
the other 6 play it
it's
out.
too many teams. But like I just for me, you if you have a worse record, you shouldn't be the home team. Like
I mean, you can't argue that.
Washington made the playoffs at 7-9 and went toe to toe with Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Had no business doing that, except they were playing at home.
Makes it exciting, though.
Sure, and if you're a fan of the team, like you'll take it. But is it fair that Tom Brady and those Buccaneers had to play on the road against a 7-win football team? No, like you're not getting rewarded for being better. You're being punished for being better.
Like playing in different sides, like NFC, AFC, doesn't have to result in an automatic. We talked about this with college football. Doesn't have to result in automatic playoff position. Like 4 teams in the AFC South suck. Maybe they don't get to the playoffs. It does. I mean, that's conference. A division is what you've got. These guys over here, these guys over here. We want the best of these guys. We want the best of these guys. Now fight. I don't think it has to include every conference champion, because that sometimes, like you said, that ain't really what you call a champion.
You're talking about college?
I'm talking about NFL. We've had the same conversation about college. I'm saying you can do a division, but I don't think that a conference champion, air quotes, necessarily has to be in the playoffs.
Like if you win the division, that doesn't get you in,
right? I mean, I think
so it doesn't get you in.
I don't
because like right now, your Seahawks are eliminated. Meanwhile,
they could be in.
The Buccaneers have the same record. They're not eliminated because their division just sucks worse.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, you have your conferences. Just the division doesn't determine playoff. The record determines.
It doesn't determine
playoff.
seeding, and it doesn't determine anything to do with the playoffs.
Yeah,
like it's not an automatic bid if you win a division.
Yeah.
Well, then why have divisions?
Just organization. Just so
have,
you have a. I mean, and then you're right. Why have that? Why even have
just
that?
Go conference
conferences only. Conferences only.
And just do what the NBA is basically doing and what the NHL is basically doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
They do it. They have divisions, but there's no value to them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's okay. Because what we want in the end is what? The best teams playing each other, right?
So then divisions will just dictate schedule, which means you're going to still play your division team.
Right.
Yeah, and you still have
your
rivalries
still happen.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, bro.
I don't know.
Same wavelength.
I don't like Coke, but I'd say you owe me one.
I don't know that I like that.
And I'm talking to liquid Coke. Don't get weird.
Carbonated beverage.
Yeah, don't make it weird. Don't make it weird.
If you don't like Coke.
Yeah. Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap this thing up. We've got On This Date and Big Georgia sports history on the way. We just solved the NFL and college football.
No.
What other show is doing that? It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Sports betting apps are not created equal. Dylan Cohen from Beat the Book here to talk about the Sport Trade advantage. With higher payouts, Sport Trade is the ultimate sports betting experience. Sport Trade is the first sports betting app that gives you the option to see the odds expressed as probabilities, and it's changing in-game betting forever. If it's easier to understand 52% probability of winning versus minus 108 odds, then Sport Trade is for you. With this percent odds feature, cashing out now makes much more sense. As the win probability changes, so does the value of your bet. And if you're an experienced bettor and prefer American odds, you'll get pricing closer to minus 106 versus the normal minus 110, coupled with instant in-play betting. No more spinny wheels. So download Sport Trade today to see the difference and beat the book. Use promo code 1580 to earn 10% cash back on every bet you place in your first week. Terms apply.
Sport Trade is regulated by the Arizona Department of Gaming. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Head coach Bobby Hurley and Sun Devil men's basketball are ready to join the Big 12 Conference. This season, the Sun Devils host conference foes Baylor, Iowa State, Arizona, TCU, and Houston, all at Desert Financial Arena.
And another steal ahead to Miller. And Miller reverses it up and in. And he's fouled. Holy moly.
Join the action and get your Sun Devil men's basketball tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Now open in Scottsdale. It's United Forte Custom Door Showroom with 40,000 Euro doors and hundreds of state-of-the-art designs and finishes on display, plus kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and more, all at wholesale prices. Builders, contractors, designers, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Forte, P-O-R-T-E. Stop by to see and feel the quality. United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's UPORTE.com.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack? Bingo. That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
I am confused. Today's blender here on 1580, the Fanatic. I thought I saw Calais Campbell was on the injury report. Is he playing this weekend or not? I love Calais Campbell. And he says, yeah, if I'm playing, I got to treat Sunday like it's my last game. He says, I've been doing that for the last few years. So it's not like I'm saying I'm going. I think he wants to stay. But, yeah, I hope he plays. I hope he keeps playing. Love that guy. He's just the best guy.
I think he is playing.
Yeah, is he? So because I saw an injury thing on him, I wasn't sure. So, and then also Myles Garrett, I like what he has to say. He says, "I'd rather mess up the Ravens' division title hopes than win a sack title." I believe you.
He might
believe you.
He might do both.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he's going at Bailey Zappi, so yeah, I think there's a good chance he'll get that done.
Well, no, Bailey Zappi is his quarterback.
That's his quarterback this week.
No, I'm sorry. I've got that. I meant no. For some reason, I thought they were playing the Patriots. My brain is mush.
Oh,
I am
gotcha.
starving right now. I haven't had any food in at least 20 minutes. No, he's going after
Lamar.
Lamar.
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't easy to catch. So
No.
so this little comment here, you know what that really means is, yeah, I'm probably not going to get it.
No, because
I'm probably not going to catch Lamar.
He's already tied for the lead. No, Myles Garrett, the way that Myles Garrett works, if you just like have listened to some interviews with Myles Garrett, he bleeping hates the Ravens.
I didn't know
ruining.
that. I thought he hated the Steelers.
It's the whole AFC North.
He
They
hates
all,
a
they
lot
all,
of people.
The
Yeah,
AFC North hates the whole AFC North. And Myles Garrett being on the Browns, you're on the least successful team in that division. You just want to kill everybody.
What's the name of the Patriots quarterback?
Drake May.
I get Bailey Zappi and Drake May confused too.
Yeah, I mean Bailey Zappi was there last year with Mac Jones,
right?
In a
in
a
Patriots.
rotating
Right.
turnstile of mediocrity.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Myles Garrett, who knows? And how sackable is Lamar? Has he been sacked much? I mean, I know he's very mobile. He's a very strong run, but guys get got. It doesn't mean nobody's invincible. I just don't know how many times he's been sacked. Can you get him? Is what I'm saying. Leonard Williams. Here's what he has to say, Ralph. He says it's disappointing not to make the Pro Bowl, but I definitely deserved it. Do you agree?
Absolutely. He got robbed. Absolutely robbed.
I forgot. How do they? Is that sports writers? Is it fans? Is it?
I believe it's mostly fans.
Yeah, it's fans.
Well, then I guess he's unpopular.
I mean, he got robbed. He had best season of his life. Just great numbers this year. Was a great player, and absolutely robbed. He'll probably wind up on the team because you know how it goes, right?
Yeah.
somebody else is in the Super Bowl.
And
It won't be him.
you wind up being an alternate. Also, just so guys sometimes just don't want to go.
Yeah,
it's like I
sure.
know me and my family had vacation plans somewhere else. I won't be doing any of this.
This seems like the Pro Bowl is less annoying for the players than it used to be. They're starting to make a thing out of it. Still, it's just kind of dumb. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? The new Pro Bowl setup
Sucks.
What do you want them to do?
I want them to play a game.
Well,
Yeah, I
the
don't-
game's always just bull crap, though.
Yeah,
I still would rather have that. I just don't like all these little events. It reminds me of the NBA.
I disagree. I don't want the bullcrap game.
Should just
That-
get rid of the whole thing.
If you're not going to try, don't play it.
But
At least with the goofy stuff, it's like okay, that's
but it's goofy. It's like
why
it's
does
like,
it? Why does it have to be a competition? Why can't it just be like the college All-American team, where it's an honor? You're elected, and it's an honor. You're a Pro Bowler, but you don't have to go play some stupid flag football game or dodgeball or some idiocracy like
guys
that.
that don't want to go already don't go. So like what?
it seems like a lot more don't go.
I don't play in the NFL, so it doesn't mean anything to me. Go if you want to go, don't go. But like, if the NFL wants to turn this into a product to have fans, especially the ones who have not a whole lot to root for, go, oh, there's my guy doing a thing because he got voted. Cool. It makes no difference to me. But if you're gonna play the game, actually play the game. Don't.
Though even when they were just playing the game, I mean, I get it. They weren't hitting harder, but they still played some decent ball. And then at the end, they'd always
they
they'd
didn't.
always
The
play
score would
harder.
always be 86 to,
Yeah,
to
but I like
70,
that.
75. All right, cool. I
It's like the NBA All-Star games, the same thing, right? I kind of like it.
Yeah, so that's why they changed up the format on that, because they understand it. At least if you're gonna play it, play it. If you have to pay, if we have to find money to make it incentive for you, fine. But you can't go out there and do nothing.
It was more about going to Hawaii at that time and just
Yeah.
having fun there and doing those little events they did on the day before, and then having a casual game on Sunday. That was always just cool, What they do now is just it's hokey.
It's
just
always
really
been
So then
hokey.
don't watch it.
I don't.
Okay.
A lot of
All right.
people don't.
Here, hold on.
So they don't have to get rid of it if you don't want to watch
I'm running
it.
out of time. I got to do this thing here. It's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. There it is.
Where's the
There it
dog when I need him?
There it is. There it is.
Back in the year 1977, joining Harry Carey, Jimmy Pearsall, and Lauren Brown in the Chicago White Sox broadcast booth, Mary Shane became the first broad to, no, I'm kidding, female play-by-play announcer for a major league team. The contract of the hard-working but inexperienced broadcasting pioneer would not be renewed. Back to me, Jeffrey.
First broad.
It was a joke. Shut up, Ralph. So Mary Shane, did she ever go on to do anything else? I mean, they didn't renew her contract, but did she? Did they give her? Is there any female baseball play-by-play gals now? I think there is. Isn't there?
Play-by-play, I'm not sure. There are.
I can say gal, right? That's not offensive.
Whatever. Everything's offensive.
I don't know.
I don't know that there's a play-by-play one. I know there's the field ones and the interview ones and all that stuff. And in the studio, they have those now. I mean,
I swear I was listening to a game and there was a lady on there.
I don't know.
Opining. I don't know.
You know what? No, I think there's one.
I want to say yes, there is one.
There's one.
But I can't think of the team right now. I want to say it's the Seattle Mariners.
I
but
thought she was
don't-
more network than she was team.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought so too.
Let's see. I believe Jenny Kavner.
Jenny.
As
Is she in network?
of 2024.
Mm-hmm. Where?
Let's see.
If she's a field person, then I don't care.
Oakland A's. No, play-by-play.
Oh, that's why you've never heard of her. She's from Oakland.
Well, also, yeah, she literally has only
nobody
done this for a year as well, so that would be the other reason.
She also seems like, I mean, she's a Oakland Athletics announcer that she's not to be trifled with because she has to go from the car to the stadium. She's a badass.
Yeah, she is.
Well, they're leaving Oakland, so.
Well, I mean, for the time that she's had to do it, she's taken her life into her own hands.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Godspeed, Jenny Kavner.
Also,
Godspeed.
Lamar Jackson's been sacked 23 times this season.
That doesn't sound like too high a number, but
No,
he
it's
is sackable.
Yeah.
He's sackable.
All right, that's it. We're done. Enjoy the football on Saturday and on Sunday, because after that, it's the end of the regular. It's already the end. There's only 3 games worth watching. I'm not going to lie to you. But hey, next week it's playoffs. And
Playoffs?
That's when the good stuff starts to happen.
Playoffs?
People play for real, like they mean it, because everybody's trying to get to one place, Super Bowl. So have a good weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday, and have a good weekend. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580.